okay, there's this new invention. It's called the fucking internet. You might have heard of it by now, right?
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come. This or that. This or that. This or that.
Come on, who's the black sheep? What's the black sheep? Know not who I am or when I'm coming, so you sleep. Wasn't in my realm or wasn't in your sphere. Knew not who I was, but listen here. The choice is yours.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is kind of fat.
Where's the black sheep? Here's the black sheep. Even if we wanted to, the flock cannot be weak. Watch me swing like this. Why should I swing it like that? Because in fact, on me it might not attract.
This, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is kind of fat.
Do, da, dippity.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. It is Black Sheep Rising, episode 81. It's a Sunday. It's the 28th, so that means it's after Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy Festivus, Merry Kwanzaa, whatever the hell. Getting ready to be New Year's. By the time most of you are actually watching this, it'll probably be New Year's, so Happy New Year's to you as well. Let me introduce the panelists this evening. Right next to me, it's none other than The Rapture.
Aha, hey, what's up, man? Rapture in the house.
Wearing his Thoreau shirt that I like so much.
Shazam.
And, of course, Shauna is here.
I reminded of Tito Puente and Daryl. I don't know what to say.
And I had something for James. What was it?
King James,
oh.
There you go.
James Robin Hood Cleveland is here in the house, of course.
Call him King James, the turd.
King James?
The turd.
I don't have that song.
Sorry.
Guys, it's been a long month. For those of you who regularly watch Black Sheep, you already know that I cut the show back to once a month, 1 2-hour program a month. And I've been missing it. When it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and I've been missing it, and
you do every 2 weeks.
No, I can't do that. Because I have gotten things done. I have gotten things accomplished. Kinda. Of course, and Shauna can testify. I spent, good God, I've been working on this all day, getting the show up and running.
G's got bruises all over.
No, I don't beat the dog. I of course, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a big-ass flat screen here that's been sitting out in the living room forever and ever for 2 years. And it's just collecting dust. No one ever uses it out there. Everyone watches the TV and does the games and everything in here. So I'm like, well, good God. I mean, why don't I just pull that bad boy into here? And things are making noise.
Ding dong.
Yeah, so I pulled it in here, and of course, you think it would be, really easy just to flip some switches and everything is hunky dory. No, man, I got software that was all using this particular monitor. Oh man, I spent 2 hours just fixing resolutions and making my my recorder, record this TV.
So is it going to be like that at the end of January when you have the next when you have the next show? Is
We
it going
have
to
the
be,
technology.
or are you used to how it's set up now? And
As long as I don't make any
turning it
other
back on.
changes, it's good to go. So yeah, definitely. Nicholas, withdrawal symptoms. I know there was like last Sunday, I just didn't know what to do with myself. So I did drugs, and that made it all better.
Amen.
I forgot life. No, I mean it's like I said, I've had a lot of time to get things done, and it was a good move on my part. Of course, Ian is calling me up and wanting me to do Free Talk Live on Sundays.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
He won't let you take a break.
I'm like, you don't understand, man. I'm trying to get away from it all. I only have so many hours in a day. Speaking of hours in the day, I put together some warrants, some school warrants, and
yes.
ballot initiatives to help reduce the budget. That's coming up in March. I've got to have these done by January the 13th. That's right around the corner. I need about 10. I need 15 more signatures to get those on the ballot. So if you're in Keene watching this and you would like to help reduce the Keene school budget, which is overwhelmingly high, get with me and I'll happily shoot that by you and get some signatures. I think it'll be done by probably Wednesday. I'm going to go sit in City Hall like I did last time and just sit there when the taxpayers come in to pay their bills. And I have my little whiteboard there. Would you like to help reduce the budget? And they're more than happy. I only spent like an hour or 2 hours last time, and I got pretty much all my signatures. That shit's coming up. Daryl, of course, that's one of his big things. So next time he's on, we'll probably be talking a lot about that in the upcoming months. So, hey, guys, I'm doing all the talking. How are you? Rapture.
I'm doing great. I just Christmas, happy Satanic Day, I guess. Yeah, it's funny. I just found out that it's like a satanic holiday, and it sounds silly, but it's like, yeah, Santa, Satan, like it's not that far off. And the more I looked into it, I was like, wow, it really is. Like, not that I believe in this Satan heaven goofy shit, but I'm just saying, but like satanic, like yeah.
To hell with happy
Anyway.
holidays.
But yeah, I got a sex toy and shit for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It is great. No, I haven't tested it yet, but because I didn't have the appropriate lube, I've always kind of jerked off
Product
dry.
review.
All these years, I've kind of just dry jerked off because, worst case scenario, you're never really out. You could be anywhere and you could do that. But once you rely on like lube, then you're fucked. Because the day you don't have it, you're fucked. So
Yeah, you got to get back to the caveman days.
Yeah, so anyways-
if you're gonna go paleo, you might as well go all the way. So
Yeah.
using palm fronds to
yeah.
You got
Pine needles.
natural lube, like
So, yeah.
saliva. You ever hear saliva?
That wouldn't do it, man. My dick wouldn't squirt in that thing. But anyway, my ever so thoughtful
You
roommate.
don't understand what he has to go through.
I
My,
know,
my
Jesus.
ever so thoughtful roommate me and Ademo got us like a sex toy. I'm like, oh my god,
Just go in the kitchen.
we didn't get him
and
anything.
Get creative.
And he gave us
Go
a
in the kitchen, get
and
creative.
it's great.
We'll
And it's
find
just like
something.
it's like this like thing. I don't know what it's a
if you like, you can-
fleshlight, I guess. And but
Fleshlight.
You squirt. It. It's just like a pussy, and you just stick your dick in it. Like you lube it up. And but the thing is, I don't have lube though. But I tried it with lotion, and like it's not the appropriate lube. So
Well, there's your problem. Go to Walmart and there's a whole friggin' aisle. It's nothing
Well,
but just lubes. And
I,
stuff. And by the way,
I got lube for Christmas too.
wow,
If
see
you-
that we should combine our shit, and we
You
have the
guys should work
perfect
together.
present.
and by the way, this is your gift giver right here.
2 inches away from my mouth, which is where the penis usually is.
So we know. And of course, he gets you guys these gifts. Those things aren't cheap either. So I mean,
Yeah, I know. I felt so guilty because I'm like, I didn't get you anything. You got me a sex toy.
did
Thank
you at least go down to the liquor store and get him something to drink or something?
I didn't know, man, because like
Oh,
that's the thing.
fat stuff downtown has some sex toys. Maybe
Yeah,
some
Fat
lube.
Stuff is right there. Fat Stuff has got like
You
a
can walk there,
whole.
probably.
They got a whole like setup. So you
Huh.
just got like something you hold in your hand. There's actually like there's like something you lay on the table.
Sean is saying, "Oh my God,
Wow.
kill me now."
Well, I did do this thing where
What is this?
Shut up! I'm a fly on the wall. I'm
my whole thing
listening.
is I don't care for like state stuff. So like USPS is the state, right? So but for international shipments they have this plastic wrapping that you get for so I would take one of those and you squirt lotion in it and you put it in between like a mattress and like a box
Figuring this
spring.
out.
And you could fuck it. It's just like a pussy, like, and it's a way of fucking USPS at the same time, like it's so.
Oh, hey, Rapture.
And like so, if I ever wanted like a good like jerk off session, that was the one I would go to. That where you put this and you stick in between your mattress, lube it, squirt lotion.
Wait, I just
and
realized-
it's like you're fucking your mattress, but
I just
it's just like a
realized
real.
something. So this guy goes off the wall with his commentary.
Hopefully.
But I just realized something. He's in second chair. So this is where Daryl usually is doing all this shit.
Yeah, maybe it's like a.
It rubs
He's
off on me.
channeling
I know.
Daryl, so
Are you
to
sitting in
speak.
Daryl's?
I know,
aura?
because
we gotta put Sean a second seat.
Daryl's practically jerking off on the show
I
half
want
the
to see her
time.
going off.
So So I mean, anybody out there?
I don't feel like a
Point is, it
mattress
just gets
at all.
crazier by the minute.
I had a really good mentor when I was like 16 and stuff that taught me this. Like you get like a plastic something or
Get your
other,
video games?
and you like lube it up and like you stick it between your
Oh, my
mattress and box
God.
spring, and you could fuck and it feels just like a snatch. Anybody out there do that? It's great.
All right. Hey,
but
you know what?
anyways,
Hey, you know
amen
what?
to that.
So happy Christmas to you.
Merry to y'alls.
Merry Festivus or whatever the fuck.
Shenanigans.
Shauna, what happened? You been working a lot lately?
Did you get a sex toy?
I got headphones.
Oh, close. Those vibrate. I think.
You can get creative
No,
with
you're
those.
listening.
You can.
But
You.
you probably already, yeah, you guys already are equipped with the vibrators and shit, though. I would imagine.
I mean, you can sit on the old. If you sit on a speaker creatively, and just
Rapture
turn
needs to
that
go
bass up,
inspect.
listen to some dubstep.
Yep, dubstep. Yep,
Yeah.
stop and go. Beep,
I think I actually saw a
beep,
video where the girl was like just laying in the car. You know these guys, they soup up their cars and they got the whole back end, it's just speakers, and she's just laying in there and just going to town.
I think
the
that's the
car
last
is the
joke
car is
in the Howard,
shaking.
In the Howard Stern movie, that was the last joke. Where
They had
the Howard,
they brought strippers in and they would sit them on the.
no. At the end of the Howard
mics.
Stern movie in the 90s, about how great he is because he's so badass.
Get those nerds!
There was a woman who calls in and be like, I love your voice. And he's like, turn your speakers up. And he just does like brrr or whatever. And that like credit roll.
I remember that.
He's so edgy and badass.
I didn't know that was the end. I thought that was like part of the gist of the movie.
don't
That's
know.
like one of the first things he did to get going.
So to
You know,
speak.
to turn that.
That needs to be censored. Well,
Turn
maybe
that
retro,
censor
but
knob
it's too
off.
late for that.
Turn it up to 11. James, how are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing well. I've started a business here in Keene, 101 Deals Thrift Store. Been working my butt off there. It's been great, though. I don't miss being part of the workforce, the quote traditional workforce.
Yeah, that was your claim to fame was the fact
Yeah.
that you spent so many of your hours, working for the man.
Well, I still spend a lot of hours, but it's like more.
but it's for you.
fulfilling.
It's you too. It's your
Yeah.
your mission, your goals, and you're accountable to yourself.
Well, I'm accountable to my customers at the end of the day. but
Good point. Good point.
you're never free, right? As long as unless you're independently wealthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I can get there if I through the business. Who knows? But
Well, yeah, and of course Highway 101, it's quite extensive highway, goes all the way east to west through New Hampshire. There's a lot of opportunity to set up.
Yep, second store.
Yeah. How are you gonna differentiate between the two? Are you gonna give them letters or just call them by whatever city they're close to? So you got
Good question.
101,
Yeah, 101 Deals
101's
Manch or
Keene,
something.
101's Manch.
Yep.
Ah, that's something to look for.
Kilo and maybe Mike, right?
So Sean and I drove by the other day to check up on you guys, make sure you were.
Yeah, and you didn't buy anything.
There's no
we
way
were
I'm
there-
going to buy anything with him right next to me because
We
he's
were there
going to
from-
know, be like, you overpaid.
We were there for moral support. You overpaid, woman.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
I'm gonna have
I
to go
told you-
in
I gotta
in
make a living. You
disguise.
know what I mean? I gotta make a living here.
We had a conversation in the car before we walked in there. I was like, look at me, look. The stuff in there is overpriced. It's for people from Rhode Island, from Connecticut, from from
it's
everywhere
for the
else.
rich out of town.
It's for the richers,
the richers.
not for
Richers.
us.
Like, God damn it, woman! All my money is getting taken through taxes. I can't afford this.
It's got to be better than like Penelope's. I go in there, I'm like, what
Who's
the
paying for all this
fuck?
equipment?
Like, these
no.
people are smoking fucking crack. I mean, they're like
Yeah.
charging like 1/4 less than fucking retail. I'm like, my God, dude. Like a fucking, even like a bed frame's like $50. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
In Penelope's defense, it's consignment. I think for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's not their inventory, right? So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
so-
that works. I think you set your prices when you put it on
Yeah,
consignment.
it's whatever the owner put on.
For whatever reason,
And of course-
Keene is expensive and like
Yeah, it is.
furniture and fucking
well,
hotels.
my
Like,
whole
what the
thing-
fuck? Why are the damn hotels?
Oh yeah, I don't necessarily blame
never
them for
understood
charging their
that.
prices, but I want to bitch slap anybody who pays those prices to incentivize them to charge those prices. Like, who the fuck is paying this? Like
It's
why
the
would
richards.
they charge? Like,
People-
who?
Well, no, exactly.
People come
So-
here from out of state and they buy.
So
in college
it's
kids.
so
and, you know
it's
what I
those
mean?
people, the tourists, who are actually jacking up the price of everything in Keene. So it hurts
Well,
the little guys.
I want
It
to
hurts
tell them.
us.
I'm going to grab them by the fucking head and be like, okay, there's this new invention. It's called the fucking internet. You might have heard of it by now, right? Like, you can pay. You could go online and research, and you can actually buy this cheaper,
Right.
and you don't have like other people's jizz and snot and shit and like rust, and you could buy this shit brand new and better in quality and everything cheaper. Like, and you guys are like, yeah, I can't even go to a goddamn thrift store here and get something cheap because you fucking.
We have the technology.
Yeah,
Well,
amen.
Yeah,
speaking of other people's jizz and snot and stuff, I bought.
Oh no! Hold on. I got something for that. Tell us.
I
Pray-
totally
pray
bought a
continue.
mattress from there.
Yeah.
From whose
Penelope's?
establishment?
From Penelope's about 4 years ago.
Wow.
How's it
So
worked
you're
out for you?
responsible.
It was
I totally
$40
bought a couch
and
from
Right on.
I will say it's not in my room anymore, so
$40, dude.
Oh, is that the
Yeah.
one?
As long as it doesn't have AIDS or
Yeah.
something, you're great. That's not bad.
So
Yeah.
Not my problem.
So
What's this
so this couch was from Salvation, and it's it looks.
It
looks
doesn't
nice.
smell like
Does
Salvation.
it smell?
That Salvation Army smells.
See,
And that's what I like about your
never-
store. It does not.
Does not smell.
It doesn't
101
smell.
Deals. That should be our logo.
We don't reek.
We
like-
don't smell like the other stores.
And I go to the other stores and I've bought, clothes at the thrift store at the corner and at the other place, and they all kind of have like a old clothes smell. It smells like this looks, but this doesn't smell.
Most of our furniture and most of our clothes, if it's garbage, to be honest with you, I don't want it in the store. So I throw out a lot of clothes, or I donate them, like to the other people.
By the
You
way,
know what I mean?
I'm flashing some images of the store across the screen
Wow.
for the watchers out there.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
an
and
artist
it's-
rendition of G?
It's a sharp looking store. It looks
If
really
G
good.
were
I
free.
especially like your furniture room. It's just so you just want to go in there and read a damn book. Sit down on the couch,
jerk off.
Yeah,
read a
there's a
book.
picture,
No
top right.
rapture, don't bring it to that. Here's one right here.
Yeah. Actually,
And you open up a new room in the back here.
eventually I'm gonna. My next project is slat wall that whole room, and then instead of like drilling holes to hang stuff, I can just lean it on the shelves and stuff. And then
Uh-huh.
also we can put more smalls in that room, especially that back room. But
Smalls? What are smalls?
I call smalls anything like home goods, like small items.
Is that an exit
small.
sign for sale?
I use the same thing at Walmart. People look at me like I'm crazy. I'm
Yeah,
like,
like
when I
smalls,
build
like-
pallets, I'm like, you don't put smalls on the bottom. You put them on the. People are like smalls. Like little boxes.
Small items.
Like there's like small, medium, and large. Like furniture would be large.
Look at this. I mean,
right?
you're looking.
Chair
You're
would be
looking like a pawn
medium.
shop back here, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much all those knives are gone almost. But yep. So it's been good. It's been
Yeah. Just to cut you off for a second there, Nicholas is going to be one of your purchases. Or that you got. There's a guy to
there. You go.
to rub shoulders with. But no, hey, what I do is I have a truck. So I'm constantly on the lookout. I drive around town,
I've done
and
that
it's
too.
a college town. I mean, you just gotta look in the dumpsters. Look in the when people are moving out, especially during the turnover, the college turnover.
in May.
Those are the days just to drive around. People are throwing out, couches, tables, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, I got to admit, my furniture at home, like my desk, I got for free. My dresser, I got for free. My nightstand, I got for free, and they're all beat up, and I just don't care enough. But
I mean, at least it's not cinder blocks with 2x4s, holding up your TV and stuff. But
Milk
but
crates.
even that's an option.
Like milk crate.
Yeah.
I've had milk crate.
I mean, if I got furniture in the store, though, I kind of want it to be kind of on the higher end of used, if you will.
Yeah, you can't sell. Yeah, you can't take your good stuff back to your house. I mean, you're trying to make the money.
I'm actually pretty cheap, believe it or not.
You see,
I'm
I
not
don't
as cheap
notice.
as Conan,
I got
but-
to. Yeah.
Conan's like got me
anyone?
beat. I'm like, holy
It's the
shit!
art.
Conan's a cheap.
I was telling
art
him,
Conan's
Conan's
Yeah.
a thrifty dude.
So the only thing in this room that I recognize is this.
The gentleman collar
the gentleman
chair.
collar chair.
Is that what that is? I called
That's
it
what
a.
that's what I was telling you. It's a chair that belongs in a house of gentleman collars. It's very.
What do they call it? A
foofy.
Khalees or something? You guys know what I'm talking about?
It goes in a whore
Cha-
house.
Chalice?
That's what it's called.
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi?
It's
The
called like,
dragons, the
Clay?
mother of dragons, right?
well,
yeah,
pull,
Black
pull
Bear
up
was there.
Google.
That would have been.
It's Cha, and then it's ISSE.
Chase.
Chase. Okay, maybe that's it.
Chassis.
I don't know how to pronounce
Cha-
it.
All right, spell it again.
Cha.
Us.
C-H- A- ISSE.
Chase.
Or maybe it is
Chase.
Chase.
Oh, Chase Lounge.
Chase
I think
Lounge.
that's what that
That's
is.
what Dvorak's always on.
It's a
They have
silent.
they have like the short ones, and then they have the
Wow.
the
Oh,
longer
see,
ones.
that goes
That's
in
a
the
re-
home
that's a
of
reclining,
gentleman
it's a
collars.
It's a silent eye in it.
That's a paint my picture, please.
Yeah.
DiCaprio, whatever his name is.
No, what's the point of this thing?
Paint me naked.
Someone
Yeah,
had
they have
said
like
to do
shorter
that.
ones too. I don't know if it'd be the lounge, but
It'd be like that.
I like balance in my shit. I don't like
So I
one
guess
end
it-
being higher.
I don't know
so
what
I
that
guess it's not.
piece would
It's
be
something.
called.
It's called something else. Whatever.
I
it is.
did have one of those in the store, and it sold pretty
Ooh.
much immediately, like when we opened. But
It's like some.
Comes with
fucking-
a
So
woman,
all right.
that
So
one.
you've been open for what, 3 months now?
no, I've like first week in November,
So
7 weeks, 8 weeks.
7 weeks.
somewhere.
How has it been going? I mean, obviously, I look at these pictures. I don't notice any of that stuff except like the gentleman collar couch, Everything
Yeah,
else is just it must be just going.
I'm kind of, well, I think I'd mentioned it to you. I'm kind of worried. It's becoming an issue keeping it stocked, believe it or not. Like I feel like it's
50
kind of
Heights
barren
in
at the
Vermont,
second.
is that
Do you
still
need
right?
another individual? Because you have one individual who drives around everywhere picking stuff
Well,
up. Do you
we're-
need another guy just picking stuff up?
Maybe eventually I'll move into that role probably, but I mean right now, like I'm trying to get like a processing
Look at these
facility open.
motherfuckers, big
Yeah,
old-
those are gone.
He was
I-
so pissed.
You know
when
what?
that
I
came up,
think.
when he
All right,
saw
so
that.
here I am complaining about the prices of things. I think you underpriced these because these are antiquish. You probably could have got 50 on each one.
Yeah,
of
they're
those.
kind of like vintage.
What is it for? I don't
They're,
get
they're
it.
milk. They're milk
They're
canisters.
milk,
Okay.
milk jugs.
By the way,
Milk
did you have
jugs.
by the way, did you have the lids for them?
I don't remember. I know one of them we did, and that one sold too.
Yeah, those are. And I haven't seen any of these bikes.
Yep, I think I got like maybe one or two of those bikes left.
You're doing a
Their
really, you're doing a
recliners
really
are gone.
slam
I
up
still
job.
got
dude.
the
I'm really,
green chair.
really proud of you guys.
You see that little vase kind of in the middle? That's gone.
I totally bought that as a gift for somebody a few years ago.
Man,
Like my
All
my
these
brother,
refrigerators? I didn't
my
see any
brother's.
refrigerators.
yeah, those little
wife's
fridge.
mom or-
That kicks ass, man.
No, there was one next to the U-Haul. When I was
I got a
driving.
few fridges left, but for the most part, they're gone.
Those little
That
fridges, that's
brown
awesome.
So,
fridge is-
all right. So, tell me, have you experienced any crazy stories? So, 7 weeks. Has anything crazy happened lately?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of been
Like crazy customers? Oh, tell us
pretty
about
bland,
the.
really.
Well, tell us about all the customers who come in thinking
Yeah,
that it's
that's
the
still
old
an
store.
issue.
So the building used to be the stove store
For like 40 years,
parts
it
and
was
stoves.
the Fireplace Village, and people will pull up. They'll get out of their car. They won't even look at the sign. They won't look at the merchandise.
Uh-huh.
They'll walk right up to the counter, and they're like, "I need this part for my stove," or "Can you look at this part?" Like just completely oblivious. And then Johnson's like, "Yeah, I'll look at it, but you might want to take this to the stove store."
And then they're like,
They're just like walking around in life like
Do they
in a
do that
trance.
with
Like, they
Jake?
don't
Yeah,
see
it
shit,
really
but
is.
they don't walk in. They don't see what they're looking around.
It's
like,
incredible. I've had that entire front of the store just full of like bikes and refrigerators and
Wow.
furniture out there and snowblower and whatever.
the first
and
day
they walk in. You know
the
what
first
I
day
mean?
that I visited, early in the morning. That's exactly what happened. Some old man came in and he was talking about. I thought this was the stove store.
Yep.
And then
That is-
I don't know. I think
I'm
he,
shocked it went out of business.
I
It's
think
like,
he, I
what
think he
the
still
heck?
looked around. Yeah.
Has that only happened to Johnson? Because I would think if
It's happened to
if
everyone.
somebody came up to Jay, he'd like, "Oh, I think I know what to do." Like I can see somebody.
Hold on, I'm gonna get off
asking
of
him-
work in a couple hours. I can come
Yeah.
swing by and take a look.
Jay doesn't work the counter very much. He's obviously capable.
I've never seen Jay in that store.
Yeah, he's obviously capable of doing everything, right? But I feel like his labor is more valuable doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can make the business money in other ways. So,
Yeah, you gotta put your people in the
like if it's an emergency, he'll fill in. But
put them people in their spot.
it's like
So-
even me, I want to get past the point where, you know, I'm willing to work the counter. That's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's other things I can be doing that actually make money. But not
So-
to say the counter doesn't make money.
So
but-
you just all right. Here's another. You had to jump through some fiery hoops with the
Yep.
city of Keene. They've got this, and this is in pretty much every city out there. Keene should be a town when you consider the size, the population of Keene.
It's almost
but
everywhere.
all these full cities have these silly ass ordinances, and in this case, there is a sign ordinance.
Yeah, so I guess we can read it here.
Yeah,
You wanna read
Shauna,
it?
you do such a good job. This is the statement of purpose behind the sign ordinance in Keene. Shauna, hit this thing up.
This article is intended to regulate and control signs and their placement throughout the city of Keene, New Hampshire. The visual appearance of the city is important to its character and to its economic vitality. Therefore, the effective use of signage to direct movement, to advertise, and to inform the public while protecting the safety and the general welfare of the public, preserving neighborhood character, and minimizing visual clutter is the purpose of this article.
You know, I'm thinking that if Keene
Sorry.
if Keene really wanted to spoof up their website, they could like vocalize, they can
have me read it.
audioize all of their ordinances and whatnot, and would have a friendly person and video.
Just have a dude turn his back on me while I'm reading, and then I'll be like, "Oh, blah, fucking regulate."
I mean,
to
that'd
death.
be great. So yeah,
On the
that's what
train.
the bottom line is, to control the situation, to prevent people from having flashy lights. Or having a stripper
can't be-
having a stripper on a bar doing the have you seen the stripper bars, the stripper lights?
Yep, I think you can have one of those if it's like a barber shop and there's like certain rules for it.
Because that wouldn't be visual clutter.
So barbershops are all right, but
For strippers, barbershops are good.
no, you can't have a stripper. You cannot have a stripper on off lights.
Oh, I get.
it's not going. I mean,
It sounded
yeah,
like
it drives
it.
me
Maybe you
together.
could in the window. You could have
Aye.
like a red light in your window. That'd probably be okay.
Yes.
As long as it's not outside,
Like
it's
a red
fine.
traffic light.
Okay.
Like when you go downtown and you see like Cherry Garden, it's got like the neon now.
Right.
because neon isn't one of the no colors.
No, but
They
it's
all
in the
have 'em.
window.
it's
so it's okay.
so it's inside the building.
Yes,
On
in
the
window.
inside, yeah. King's
right, so-
Garden has that too.
So you paid 75 smacks to have some fool come out and just check a box.
Yeah, so I guess real quick. So the first thing you need to know about signs in Keene is you're not allowed to have a sign.
Unless
have
you
to-
ask permission from the kings and queens of Keene.
Yeah, so it goes back to that whole right or privilege thing. I guess you don't have a right to have a business and advertise it because obviously it's a privilege because I have to ask permission and pay them. So that was like my first. So we open up, we're trying to put the sign up, and code enforcement's on us immediately. You can't
What are you
put this
doing?
up. Yeah, like what do you. And it's like
It's-
okay,
It's not that you have blinking lights or that it's too big or whatever. It's that you didn't ask permission.
yeah, and they're like you have to refer
You
to
didn't pay the
this, and-
$75 that are actually keeping them in business. By the way, they wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for these high permit prices.
They probably still have a job, but it'd just be even more. This is already
But there'd be
taxpayer
so
funded.
much visual clutter.
The whole you know what? As far as as far as these permits are concerned, the only people who should be really concerned are the insurance providers. Because I don't see these guys going out of business. I don't see guys, providing
Well, if a
this
business-
service. These people wouldn't lose their jobs.
If
It
a
would just-
business
it would
has
just-
like annoying signs or bad signs, like it'll probably harm their business.
or someone's
it's
going to write a letter
crashing
to the
into the
editor and they can be
road.
like, "Hey, look, these fools
go.
down on 101s, they're an eyesore," and then people will boycott them, maybe. If
already
they
have
can
a
get
boycott
attention on
on you
it. But it
guys.
might be pleasing to others. Some people might actually see that and be like, "Hey, you know what? This is very flashy." I'm driving around. Keene is pitch black after like 9:00 at night,
Well, have you ever-
and here's this one store that's open late, and they have the flashy lights. But no, it hurts the character of Keene, and we can't have any of that nonsense. It makes it feel like a big city.
There are some places in New Hampshire. If you go, you can tell that they have really lax sign ordinances or none at all. I don't remember which city. There's one where you can. It's like so clear they have none because like businesses actually have like signs that make sense. But if you come to Keene, it's like all the signs are the same, and it's because of the ordinances.
Yeah.
It's like you got to
They're all hanging off of the white posts, so they all look.
or like freestanding or whatever. But so you can have a sign, and you have to know algebra. Like
Holy
okay,
crap.
the other funny thing about Keene is like okay, so I want my sign right, and
Get
there's
into
all
the
these
sign
ordinances.
business.
Now I got to figure out what zone I'm in. So where would you go? Like, you guys want to take a guess? Like, where would you go to find out what zone you're in?
Danger zone.
The danger zone. That would be perfect.
What do you mean, like zoned for commercial, zoned for?
Okay, so I guess there.
It's not part of what
can,
you
can
already.
you pull up the main ordinance? I think there's 5.
Probably the
zones.
zone shop maybe would do it
That would
to
probably
find out where their zone
Yeah,
is.
sign
and-
regulations. So scroll down a
Alright.
little bit. Keep
permitted
going, keep
sign
going.
setbacks.
Look how long this is.
I know
Keep
it's
going.
incredible. I mean, there
Yeah, this is a-
God.
nightmare.
There's more work.
I
on
read the whole
signs.
thing like 3 times. I still don't know.
Temporary,
understand it.
reserved,
Oh, yeah.
portable signs.
Okay, here we go. Districts.
districts.
So I call it the wrong thing. Although they call
District
I think they call it the
regulations.
zone on their permit.
Yeah.
The district zone.
All right,
Yeah,
so
so here- here's
which
the
one of these
permit.
am I looking at?
Okay, wait. Okay, so there's the district regulations. So first question is, what district am I in?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think? So when you're looking for
You have to call someone up. They're not going to put this on the website.
So when you're looking for like information on property, where do you go usually? You go to like the assessors, right? You look at the property. No, it's not on there. There's a field for it, but every address I looked up in the city was blank.
Let me ask you.
So I'm like, what district am I in?
Let me ask you. Did you figure this out?
I did, and finally I found like a zoning map, and I zoomed in, and I could barely see I was in the commerce district.
Did you go to City Hall and go down to the basement, right past the sign that says INOP?
I went into the basement of their website.
The lights. Wow.
So
lights
I mean, it's
off.
like not on the front page or anything. It's like I'm like searching around.
And it's in the cabinet right next to the Jaguar.
Yeah, and they point you to the Hermit, like fucking 100 miles up on the mountain that you've seen one time.
So
There's
see all
a
the districts. You
PDF
got
of
the
a-
office district, the Commerce Limited, the Central Business.
Oy vey.
Central Business Limited.
Yeah, it's like industrial park limited, corporate parks, healthcare district,
God.
agricultural something district. You know, it's like I don't.
See, I mean,
It's just amazing. And
people always
this
say
is
the
like-
state doesn't serve a purpose, but I'm like, they're perfect for humor. I mean, you would not have comedy without the state. Look at this shit.
Well, this
like,
purpose is for
No,
the,
this is
for,
just
for
dumb.
The,
No
this purpose
shit.
is for the
Not even.
oldies who
It's so
want
idiotic,
to control,
like-
who want to control everyone else, and they want to.
these people aren't serious. I mean, this is like we're like living in satire. We're like on the Truman Show. This has to be. I mean, you're going through. Like, it's ay vey.
Well, I mean, it would be really nice to see
Nonsense.
where
I mean,
all
come
these
on.
ordinance, how they were created, who created them, and what years and whatnot. That would be good. Maybe
story
maybe
I
this is something
heard-
Daryl could figure out.
a story I heard from the city people, and I can't really confirm this, but the story was there's a guy here in Keene who makes signs. and
There's
he basically
a big
wrote,
sign business.
He wrote
yeah.
all the ordinances.
Sign works.
So it's like crony capitalism. It always goes back to crony
Is that the one
capitalism.
that subsidizes or finances the WKBK old Shauna Music Hour on Sundays?
Signs, memorials, or something.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
think
that's
it's. I don't think
memorials.
it's like the Monument Company or.
Yeah, Monument
It's not
Company
them.
does.
Monument Company.
Yeah.
No,
I know
That's
there's
not the
Sign
one.
Works on Roxbury.
no, but
Somewhere.
that's very interesting that you bring that up, James.
Well,
that-
I can't name names not knowing that's 100% true or not, right? But
I mean, at the end of the day, that's usually how
That's
these.
what the city
that's
people told
usually
me.
how laws in general come into being.
yep.
It's all crony. You know, it's helping someone out. I mean, people send their brother-in-law into office, and of course
Well,
he's going to
did you
pay the
have to-
favor at the end of the day. Going to help the company out. You know, he's family.
Did you
But-
go through a local city company to get your sign made?
No, because I was like,
why.
Oh, because he can't because he's boycotted.
well, it wasn't even that. It was I got quotes and it was like thousands of dollars. So I said, well, hell, I'll just build my own sign. Is the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
Like, why would I spend
So right now, the thing
$4,000 on a sign?
the thing on the side of the wall right now is temporary.
Yeah, eventually I'd like to have a freestanding one.
Yeah, that
But-
because that and that's what I was.
Whoa, mister! I'm going
That's
to do what I want to do.
That's what I was expecting
with
when
my
I
life.
came. I wanted to see something right out next to the highway.
Well, we're gonna have an A-frame. That's our temporary fix.
Oh.
But so the freestanding sign. So another thing you got to realize about these ordinances is when you talk to the city bureaucrats,
Do they know
all,
exactly?
they don't. They all have a different opinion of it.
Yeah.
So it's like one guy's telling me one thing, and now it's like I don't know if what he told me is true or not because other people told me other things. It's like okay, and then like having the freestanding sign, it's like they're like okay, you gotta go down 8 inches so you're below the frost line. And you
God's
gotta
sake.
concrete it in, and it's just like you know.
And you're,
Okay.
and you're just there in the waiting room, and you're like,
Bring on those wise fucking elves.
to fucking answer these questions. You know, doesn't anyone know anything? I mean, who wrote this? Who wrote this crap?
Yeah, so one guy he's telling me like, oh, you can have so in the front of your building you can have 1 square foot per linear foot.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and
1
then on the
square
side of your building you can have half square foot per linear foot.
Okay, here's the height of the sign crap right here.
What's a linear foot?
So a linear foot would be like the edge of the building to the other edge of that side.
1 square foot per linear foot?
Yes. So like a square foot would. I
How
guess
can you have
pull
more
up the,
square
can you
feet than
pull
there
up
are
the,
linear feet? Like, wouldn't the sign be bigger than the
Okay, let's say you had
base of the building?
let's say that you had a building that was 100 feet long, right? That's 100 linear feet.
Yeah.
So that means you could have a 100 square foot sign.
You could have a 10 by 10.
exactly, or you could have a
For
2 by 8 or whatever whatever the math is, you know.
So anyways.
You could have a 3 by 40.
But you couldn't have an 11 by 11,
No, you couldn't have a 3
even
by
though
40,
that would
3 by 30.
that would fit.
What do you mean you couldn't have an 11 by 11?
An 11 by 11 would be 122.
Hold on.
Yes.
Are you
so
guys
too
are
much.
you guys talking math on this
Get those words!
on this show? Come
It's
on.
not
talking
hard
math.
math.
So all right, so you're
Well-
you're building your own sign.
Oh, I built my own sign.
You didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was perfect timing.
Good
actually. That was
good
great.
call. Nicholas caught that. Thank you, Nicholas.
But yeah, so it's like I fill out this permit. Well, first I talk to him and I'm like, okay, so you gotta do the permit, right? And you gotta submit like a drawing. You have to tell him like what it's gonna be made of. You have to tell him the math of it. Like it's gonna be X square feet, and my building front is Y square feet. And yeah, it's just like okay, and then so I submit my permit, and I want a sign on the side of the building. And they say, well, we'll grant your permit, but you can't have the sign on the side of the building.
Uh-huh.
And I said, oh, well, so I went in. I said, well, I'll just write the damn letter because I want a sign. Like I just want this done.
Yeah.
I'm tired of dealing with this. I wrote him the letter saying I wouldn't put it on the side. I go in and I talk to him and I say, why not? Oh, it's because you don't have a road. So you can have one on the front because there's a road there, but because you don't have a road on the side of your building, you can't have one.
It's a dirt road. It's a gravel road.
That's not a public road though.
Oh.
And they said, well, if you had a parking lot with a customer entrance, if I had a door
You have a door
that customers
on
can
the
go
end.
in
on the other
end.
side.
on the sides, I could I guess I could go through the process to put a door in if I wanted.
But honestly, driving by,
the
you want
code
a
guy-
sign on the side because that way, if you're as I'm like
that's
approaching,
my
I can
thought.
see. Oh, this is where I got to pull in because that's been like twice now already that I've gone right by and been like, oh, I see it. I can't turn
Yeah, you
around.
need-
They'll know that I'm looking for the place.
Yeah, you
I
need
pull
you
in.
need a better sign out there to let
Yeah.
people know because that's
And you're not gonna
because
get
people think
pedestrians.
that's because there's storage on one side, and it's just buildings that you don't think of have they're there for the customers.
I agree that the sign is critical, and it's like I put the sign up, and then you have to. So you pay the permit, you do all this permit, and then they come out and inspect it. So he looked at it and he signed the piece of paper. So now I'm legal, right? I did ask him.
You're not signing in the shadows.
So I know there's a thing.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
You're legal, son.
I kind of know, based on experience that. So there's like the set of rules, right? The ordinances, and then there's something called variances. So I said, well, you guys denied.
I don't even know the difference. Is variances?
So
change?
basically, the ordinance is like the rule, right? And the variance is you go to them and you're like, well, I know these are the rules, but I'd like to break the rule. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to apply for a variance.
Oh, so it's
Oh,
like
my
it's like-
wallet fell. Oh, look at all the money in my wallet.
So I asked them, like, do you guys have
About that rule breaking.
a copy of the variance? Like, how do I do a variance to get a sign on the side of my building? Mm-hmm. So they gave me this sheet of paper, and there's like this application for appeal, and it's really fascinating. So they want all this information, right? So they want like, oh, you got to have your applicant.
What about your district?
You have to have your lot characteristics.
What about your zone?
It's got zoning
It's got the
district.
zoning district.
You should just write that in there.
Make sure you put danger zone
You have
down.
to put your lot dimensions: front, rear, side, your
So that's
acres.
the building?
Yeah, lot.
Of your
percent,
lot.
Percent lot covered by structures, building, garages, pools, decks, etc. Existing, proposed, present use, proposed. You have to sign an affidavit saying this is true. But here's the fascinating part. This is the part that I loved reading. Basically, they want you to write like an essay for them.
Jesus fuck.
It's like
What is in like number
does the first one
101?
say?
yeah, read this. It's great.
Describe briefly your response to each variance criteria. 1. Granting the variance would not be contrary to the public interest because...
Because I'm trying to run a business. Is that the response?
Number 3. Granting the variance...
That sounds like it would work to me.
Granting the variance would do substantial justice because...
It would do substantial justice.
All right. Well, are you
what
gonna-
does that even mean?
Is this
I don't know what
is
that
this an
means.
appeal you're going to
It
fill
would
out,
do
or
you
you just?
good.
I might fill it out. I don't. I'd like to have a side a sign on the side of my building. Like, is that unreasonable?
No, it's most.
If you can answer this riddle, if the
it's part
variance
of the
were
parking lot. It is
granted,
part of the parking lot.
if the variance were granted,
And-
the
and
values
coming-
of the surrounding properties would not be diminished because.
And coming from Marlboro, the side of your building faces that road. So everyone coming that way, that's the first thing they're going to see is the side of that building, which you're talking about, which you can't put a sign on because it's not an entrance side.
Well,
which
my
is bull.
understanding of the ordinance is I could put it in the window. So it's like I could.
You need
I
a
could-
window
but they
facing the
can't see.
road.
But the people coming
I
down the
know,
road
I know.
can't see it out of the window. If it's on the side on that corner there, that's perfect.
I wish I could show you guys like the proposed picture. It would have been great, but I could, in theory, turn that entire side of the building into a big window and then put a big sign in it. But
Yeah, well, of course, it's not your building.
yeah, it just gets better and better. So you
Oh,
keep
yeah, it
going on
does.
this.
What's the next one?
It's like reason 101.
So you have to answer all of these.
If
okay?
the variance were granted, the spirit of the ordinance would be observed because, which is actually word. This is
What the
this is the
fuck?
second question, and it's worded poorly.
The spirit of the ordinance will
would be observed, yeah. Where you basically got to say, "I'll still be good."
God
I was thinking
damn.
about so this number 3, it says granting the variance would do substantial justice because I could put like a huge like a justice scale or something and be substantial justice, right?
You'd have to say, because then I'd be paying
Well-
more taxes because people
Well,
would be
tell
able
them
to
how-
see my fucking
well,
store.
Here's what you write. Yeah, no, write down how awesome your sign is. It's a dog on a.
Look at this good
It's
dog.
a dog on a bicycle. It's old
Well,
fashioned bicycle.
That's like the mascot. The sign, go back to the Facebooks.
Okay.
Go to the go down photos.
Just click photos.
Yep. Go down right there.
Oh, all right. So
That's our full
the
sign.
dog's in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, if it was just the dog on the bicycle, there's no way they could deny you.
That's true. Maybe that'd be an interesting tactic. Maybe just a thrift store part on the side.
And he's got a top hat. Where'd you come up with that? And why is that not G on a bicycle?
It could be G. Well, it's a Dalmatian, like 101 Dalmatians, 101 Dalmatians.
Oh.
And then have you ever noticed that our tiles,
getting it.
our
Tricks
tiles,
them. I'm getting. Hold on now.
Merchandising. He's merchandising.
so go back to the store, like a picture of the store.
Hold on.
Go to the left maybe or to the
I
right.
gotta find my thing.
One where you can see the floor if there is one.
So you got a
Let's go
green.
scroll
You
down.
got the blue floor.
Even that one.
Yeah, there you go, top
The
left.
tile.
Yeah, so the tile's kind of like Dalmatian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda like the-
Oh, that's just a silly stretch, man.
That's a
Then you could sell
coincidence.
101 the lunchbox.
That is a silly stretch.
Then you could sell the 101 anything.
This is mathematical.
Use the Schwartz Lone Star.
Okay, so
Use the Schwartz.
Okay, do you want to go over number
yeah,
5?
so number 5, you have to answer all these. Keep in mind.
It's subsection. So 5, the concept is unnecessary hardship. So question A, owing to special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area, because James thinks he's special, denial of the variance, not letting him do what he want to do, would result in unnecessary hardship because 1, no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance provision. It's telling us all to be good, and the specific application of that provision to his property because
I like what you said earlier, James, about the revenue. If you don't have the sign out there, you're not going to make the revenue, and that therefore it's going to affect your potential tax services to the city.
that would go to substantial justice, where he's got to explain that he'll pay more
and by the
in
way, that's what they
taxes.
want to see.
And then he's got to explain that the proposed use, his
Is a-
variance, you're being able to do what you want to do, is a reasonable variance because. So you have to explain how you violating, you doing what you want to do is still going to be you being good. And it's a reasonable way for you to be good because. And then part B. Which I don't even-
Drink
You know,
your milkshake.
so I think one of the concepts of the legal system and the system is like the average person should be able to do this, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm an accountant,
But that's
right?
not the way it works anymore.
I can't figure this stuff out.
Or ever.
I don't know what this legalese means. Like, what do they mean by substantial justice? I don't know
the
what that
average
means.
person doing this would be fucked. I'm reading this and I would be fucked if I
I don't know
did.
what they mean by
it.
this one.
And sorry, but the people who are going to be reading this, they're probably just thinking about eating cake. So, you know,
You could be thinking about anything. You're not going to interpret this shit.
So to get your variance, to sum it up, okay, number one, it can't be contrary to the public interest. Number two, the spirit of the ordinance has to still be observed. Number three, getting the variance would do substantial justice. It wouldn't diminish the value of the surrounding properties. And something about unnecessary hardship that I don't understand.
you would have to
It would
explain
be
that
a hardship
yours,
on me
the
if they don't grant
special
it.
Yeah.
the
Maybe that's
special
it.
thing that you want done for you isn't really related to the general. Wait, fuck.
God, I'm convinced.
All right, you guys are all right. We're going off the.
Okay.
We've fallen off this wagon.
I'm convinced
There's
that-
more. So then there's like
No, don't read more. This is
This is painful. I'd rather.
This is painful.
I would rather staple my nuts to the side of my leg than
There's
actually
some- well,
interpret
get a
this shit.
stapler.
I don't,
'cause this
I don't
is
even know what
fun.
this one
Like,
is.
stop.
What does that mean?
They're
Wait,
fu-
seriously.
Fuck the children.
Stop.
I'm convinced that they're fucking with us. They are not serious. It's
What's
a
in the
joke.
Butters list?
Someone's gonna
That's
come out and
people
say
next to
we're
you?
being punked.
I think so.
Like they
What
can't
do they have
be
to do with
serious.
anything?
They're like, hey, these fools are going to talk about this
Do you
on their
think I should
podcast,
be-
and they're gonna run everyone off because.
Can you imagine?
mi-
the
mission-
I have to write
accomplished.
everyone
Yeah.
around me. That's
so the
what
next
it won't.
person next door to you is like, oh,
No.
he's an a-hole. He wants to get a variance.
so I'll fill
Someone
this
punch
out.
me in the
and then
dick.
they
I
can
can't
send-
take this anymore. I'm serious. Fucking
You
do
gotta
it.
go to your
I can't
neighbors.
take it.
Say, I want a sign.
Okay, put that stuff away.
I have a hard time with dealing with banking overcharges, let
Get it
alone
away
this
from me.
shit.
that.
I can't.
Fold that up.
I can't control myself.
Rapture, what has
God.
happened in Keene that is more interesting than this shit?
Oh my god, dude! I don't know,
think
man. Maybe
he's
like,
not gonna come up with anything. This is neat.
jeez.
and I swear to God, so I opened a business in Gwinnett County, Georgia. It was even
irrational.
worse there. It was like the Soviet Union, in my opinion, compared to this. It was like just days and days, and
it's
I
so-
probably spent $5,000 trying to open my goddamn business,
Wow.
just dealing with the government
Fuck.
there.
I can't comprehend
It was
things that are
ridiculous.
irrational. I really can't because I'm like one of these kinesthetic learners, which means you kind of have to like experience things and like
Yep.
it has to be
you'd
logical.
have to get a sign and
so
rub
if
it up in
something's
their
illogical,
face.
it makes absolutely no sense to me.
Well, this stuff, this is pro big business because people who with money can
They got a
afford.
department to do
They can
that.
hire people to do this stuff. They don't have to deal with it. The average person, this doesn't affect them, so they,
They
don't
probably
care.
lobbied, just like your sign guy you're talking about. They lobbied for this shit to happen
They don't care. The people with
to-
$10 million,
to make it-
$10 million,
to make it-
I'd pay someone to do this.
to
I'm
make
not
it
doing
more
this.
difficult for those. I don't even talk. No, I don't. Even,
I'd pay the $4,000
not
to
even,
have a
not
damn
even that
sign.
big.
Be
I'm
done
talking
with
about your sign guy.
Yep.
He is he is trying to prevent, more than likely, he's trying to prevent the little guys from popping up and stealing from the revenue base.
And making their own signs, or because I mean, like that's
Look
what.
how big that fucking sign ordinance
No,
is.
no. The fucking sign ordinance is huge, but I don't know. I don't see the connection because like James is not going to get into the sign making business because
He
he,
doesn't
loves
wanna-
doing it so much. So I don't understand how the sign company is making money off of having all these
Because
regulations.
James doesn't want to make his own sign because
Oh.
he can't. Now he's got to go to the sign guy to make
Yeah.
the
You
sign
already
for
know.
him.
Okay, there we go.
It's the
All
same.
right,
It's the
I'm good.
same reason. Like I used to.
see.
It's like I can't fucking look at this shit. I can't do any of this. I'm going to the sign guy, and
They're a
they know all the rules,
professional.
and of course they know all the rules because they fucking wrote them.
Yeah, a
I
free-range
used to-
slave is trying to build a sign, is what it boils down to.
I used to do taxes, like income taxes. I probably did it in like 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's
That
so
makes you
complicated and convoluted. People just hire people. Rich people, they don't want to deal with
That's
this. They just
that's-
hire
Go to your
people like me.
That's the perfect point. Everybody has to file this fucking shit theoretically, right? But nobody can interpret it because it's so rational, logical. It's like, you know,
and it's nonstop. The city, there's all kinds of ordinance on parking lots. I mean, God forbid I ever try to like repave the parking lot. That's another nightmare.
Or,
'Cause
or you mean fill out the hole in front of your house or something?
I mean, they could go out there with like rulers and be like, oh, the parking space has to be whatever. It needs to be 24 feet wide or whatever nonsense.
Wait,
It's
Shauna,
just-
Shauna, say that in your Chipotle voice.
He already did it so well.
I know.
Chipotle voice. What is it?
She can't do it now.
I mean, it's just
He's got to.
it's unbelievable.
So good.
Well, all these policies, in my opinion, are pro big business, and it's like, and it basically
course.
it enslaves people because you can't
Oh.
run your own restaurant. You got to go work for McDonald's, slave.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you open your own restaurant.
Yeah, I don't know the correct word, but it's an
Get
element.
back
of
to your minimum wage slavery.
It's an element of a
Yeah.
monopoly, but I mean, they control most, I guess, big businesses, if you will. So, I mean, they make motherfuckers have to go through all these hoops that start any kind of like little business or any mom pa like shop. I mean, they control business. They make you have to like bust your ass if
it's-
free market human being actually starts something.
And
you
it's
know?
even worse, like government contracts. Like, if you try to get a secure government contract, oh my God, there's all kinds of just nonsense. It has nothing to do with like providing the service or the product.
And that parking lot is only going to be worse by spring.
Stop
I mean,
your nonsense.
yeah, it's going to be rough.
And all these motherfuckers sit
Well, I
around
could-
accepting this, like, oh, the state, yeah,
So I could probably
it's good. We need it.
redo the parking lot. I don't know how much it'd cost, but like new pavement, new everything. I mean, that stuff's probably like, it's probably never been replaced. It looks like pretty old, but maybe it's been replaced
Put
once.
gravel
but-
down. The gravel works pretty good. And
It's like,
it's the grass growing up through the gravel that ruins gravel.
Technically, you can't put gravel down.
That's what's there right now, right?
You can't put gravel down. So if I redid the parking lot, the areas, my understanding is the areas that are paved now. So number one, I'd have to put in a handicap space,
Son of a bitch.
and that has to be either concrete or pavement. So I cannot put gravel down for that space.
Jesus Christ, I can't take this shit anymore. You should call yourself Reason 101 Reasons Why to fuck the goddamn state, because I can't fucking take this shit anymore. God damn it.
right,
It's so
hey.
fucking
There
nuts.
have to be
All right,
rules.
we need to take a
Anywho.
break. Fucking Rapture needs to get another drink.
We can't have visual
Jesus
clutter.
Christ.
And catch his breath. And we need to not talk about
We need to go
politics.
back to the fleshlights. No more business.
God, man, I need to rub one out just to get my brain going straight.
We need to not talk about politics in the next segment. Guys, we need to take a break. We're going to break with a song. We'll be back in a second. The song is Zenny. Don't worry. It's a long end, the 7 minutes, but I don't think we'll play the whole thing. But hey, we'll be back in a few, and we're going to get on to the second hour. We've got a lot of Christmas stories.
Yeah. Amen.
I think I got a drop for Christmas.
To hell with happy holidays.
Yeah, so hey, folks, we'll see you in a few. Woo! It's not gonna be the theme song again. Hey, everybody, welcome to Hour 2 of Black Sheep Rising. Thank you for still being here. We lost one guy in the live chat. I don't know where you've gone. Come back. We're not over. We got a whole another hour. James.
We can't hear you. He's gone.
Yeah, we walked off to take bathroom breaks and stuff and refill cups, and yeah, we're still here. Yeah, the show is no longer an hour show. It is a 2-hour show, and I'm going to start the starter. Thank you very much, James.
Yep.
Yes, that'll help us in the long run. So, what's this thing about no laws written or?
So we kind of left off with all these ordinances, and I can't remember.
Yeah,
now.
this
I
guy's
thought was
about to punch himself in the
fascinating.
dick if he doesn't hear something different, something a little more.
You should have brought your present.
Wait. He's talking about history. He's gonna talk the history of it.
Yeah, I'll give you some history here. I don't remember what it was now, but it's like a great milestone in human history. Like, was it Hammurabi's Code?
Hammurabi's Code.
Hammurabi's Code. So it used to be like laws weren't written down, right? So whatever the ruler said, that's the law, right?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, it's now an improvement because basically he would just make shit up, right? Which is what they do anyway, right? The state does anyway. But
Well, it's not made. It's not made up. I mean, it benefits someone.
they do whatever they want at the end of the day. Even if they write it on a piece of paper, it's like what they were going to do anyway.
Yeah. For
but
example,
we wrote it down,
Derek
so.
J. trying to get a permit, a concealed permit here in New Hampshire. Why is he unable to get a permit? The law. There's nothing in the law that says that he can't get one.
Well, there's like
except
a piece of language in there.
He's got a
Suitable
2-page
person.
explanation of why he denied it, and it sounds slightly reasonable.
about him being a felon.
No, not about him being a felon. It's basically
All right, wait.
like
Let me get that
Who's a
straight.
felon?
Is Derek a felon?
No, not
Probably.
He's not even a felon?
No, he's not a felon.
All right, so then why shouldn't he be permitted a concealed carry when
It's
he hasn't
not-
actually broken the big laws? He hasn't gone out.
It's not right in
He
front of
hasn't
me.
pistol
But
whipped anybody yet.
well,
Yeah.
if
Bitch
only.
slapped anyone.
What I remember reading the explanation, Burke was the one who explained it, was that it's not because he is all into his activism. It's because every instance of his activism or his run-ins with the law where it's a trial, he
ran away.
He doesn't really dispute it.
Mm-hmm.
He either pleads not guilty or will not nolo. And as Burke explains, they all involve physical confrontation between himself and a policeman. And somehow, I think...
Which he never, ever...
Initiated.
He never
But he doesn't
initiates.
argue. He never argues that in court because he always pleads guilty or nolo or will not contend.
Because as far as it is...
Because
as
he
far as
made
his
that
interactions with the
decision.
cops, he's always getting beat on.
Right, and he didn't have his
So
trials.
what is- so
he
what is
always said he always pled guilty or he pled nolo.
He did that because the charges were stacking up, right?
He pled guilty or he pled nolo. That's what they have to go on. That's the record.
So it's not actual action; it's just what you say.
And
so
and what Burke was saying was basically with his history of these physical altercations, having a concealed gun would somehow be an unexpected escalation.
Wow.
And I can kind of see where he's going with that. I mean, he's not taking into account, anything clearly, probably what Derek said in his defense of like, well, I was being chased. I was the one getting beat down all the time and all that.
That would be a
but
perfect argument. Look at all this. I pretty much have video for every single time that I was arrested.
Right.
Every time I was beat down. And I was just the guy going, "Oh my God, you're beating me down."
I think where Burke would go with that would be, well, then if you got to listen to every little minutia of every story every single time, then there are no laws, and it's just whatever I feel like doing if I'm swayed by somebody or not. It's like when somebody is, is abused by the police and they can sue the city for recompense and they're like, oh no, I just want an apology. That's just relying on people's emotions and bullshit as well. That's not laws or accountability either. That's going by people's feelings. And I don't know Burke, despite what it sounds like I'm saying.
Let's play devil's advocate. And so Derek
I think
lives
I've
here.
been.
Daryl lives here in Keene, or to your point.
I don't have a devil's advocate drop yet.
I think I've given you a lot already.
Let's say that Derek was interacting with a Keene police officer. More likely than not, if his permit was granted, they would probably just assume he's armed.
They would know when they ran his
So maybe my
slave
my
papers
contention
or
would be, well, they would probably know who he is. Not
But
a
you,
big
but you,
area.
but you know what?
There wouldn't be an escalation.
I would
you know
want,
what I mean?
I
Yeah.
would want the cops to be cautious. Like, hey, maybe I shouldn't stick my baton in this guy's bicycle wheels. Maybe I shouldn't go and start. Maybe I shouldn't go and start grabbing this guy around the neck and
Derek
throwing him on the ground.
But if he
because he
can-
Derek
might
would
be
never
armed.
shoot anyone. I don't think.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
but,
see
but,
him
but I
either.
want cops
Or
to. I
insane.
want cops to be fearful of anybody out there.
Sure.
Like, hey, I'm not going to lay my hands on anyone aggressively. I'm going to go and talk to them
Yeah.
like a human being.
It's a natural repercussion of actually every human being has
What
that.
I don't
you don't want to
understand-
fuck with people because you're going to get fucked with. That they should have that. They should
Exactly.
have that.
But no, cops don't have. They don't fear
I know,
that.
you're right.
They don't
You're-
fear that
you're-
enough.
you're
And
dead on.
so they're all making the argument that hey,
Yes.
cops are getting killed. And by the way,
They'll
cops,
show.
police working in the police department is one. It's at the bottom of the list as far as casualties per year.
What I don't
you got
understand
things like
about it-
construction and logging and fishing. Those are the people who die. But I mean, working as an officer, yeah, you have these horror stories where people, they stop the urban drug dealer and they get shot up. But I mean, that
Yeah.
is
And all the
that's
fake-
not
far-
keen yet.
that's not keen.
yet.
That's not even anything. It doesn't fucking happen. You just hear these horror stories and they blow them out of proportion. And oh my God, cops need
Yeah.
Bearcats and they need fucking flak jests and they need fucking assault rifles. They need all this shit. And in reality, no, they don't, because the goddamn crabbers up in Alaska, they need some help. The construction workers,
They need a
some help.
Bearcat.
They need a Bearcat.
What I don't understand about
crab-
Burke's
a crab
decision, and
cat.
I don't know if this is, I don't know if this is from Derek not bringing it up, but he did bring it up in his post where he explains the judgment. He can already open carry, can he?
Yes.
So
everyone
it
can open
doesn't
carry.
really make. He
But-
can
but
open
it-
carry, and the cop can be like, "Oh, I should talk to him like a human being," but he can't conceal carry, and I don't understand what Burke would have like. It sounds like his judgment that he wrote was in response
By the
to
way,
hearing.
yeah, good point.
And if that wasn't brought up, well, then like, how would Burke have put that? Been like, well, how do you address the fact that he can open carry anyways?
Good point. If you
'Cause-
want anyone,
Burke-
if you want
Burke
anyone not,
addresses that.
if you
Oh, he
want
does
anyone
address
not
the
to
open
fuck with
carry?
you, just have a fucking revolver strapped to your waist. Except, guess what? I think it's kind of gay.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Well, no, I think Derek has great fashion sense,
Yeah.
and I think it's kind of gay. And he's like, no, that's not
It
me.
would not work
I
with
would,
his
I would
fashion
rather
sense?
have something
thought
in
I've
my.
seen him open
I would rather
carry.
carry it in my purse, or whatever.
Whoa.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
I'm talking for
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in general, I see pros and cons of conceal and whatever. Either way, but anyways, that's beside the point. I mean, yeah,
Nobody
he should
will
have the
ever
right. I mean,
oppress
he's
you
not.
here.
He's not. I mean, society deems him acceptable to roam the streets. I mean, why should he have any less rights just because something on paper like, oh, you can't conceal carry? Like, fuck you. He has every
can't
right
wear
for
a
them to even
jacket.
roll against it. He shouldn't even have to defend himself. He should automatically win. It's ridiculous, and they're completely wrong.
So the moral of the story is what James says. They will enact and enforce the laws when they choose to do so. And this is a prime example. The law says that Derek can conceal carry, and yet they are judging otherwise.
Well, I mean, it's clear to me. Like the more I think about it, no one has rights. I mean, basically, anything you can do is just because you're allowed to do it. At the end of the day, it's unfortunate that that's
Except
the case.
breathe yet.
For now.
I mean, that could be a privilege, and
Is your bad breath
Unless you
causing
consider the money, unless you consider working for a
oral
living,
clutter.
paying, a part of your work salary going into the system, that could be a part of your breathing and
your breath
and
smells like
and your
hot
living.
garbage. That's a
let's say that you live your life like I don't want to pay any taxes, and you go around foraging. Well,
You should move to Keene and do that here.
No,
If you
please,
go around-
no foragers. We already have enough foragers.
No, I'm saying, let's say you walk around and you pick apples. That might be income to you because it's income from any
The
source
99
derived.
cents a pound in Hanford.
Yeah, but where are you getting the apples from? Private property.
Or well, let's just say you're out.
How
in
many
the state
wild apple
property.
trees are out there? And,
I'm
and
just
by the
saying,
way, wild
like
apple
the
trees are
state could
stupid.
still say, well, you owe taxes on that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you picked
They
$1 million
haven't been
of
inspected for
apples.
safety.
You picked
A
$10,000 of
million-
apples.
A
this year.
forager picking $1 million of apples.
They're rare heirloom
Hey man, that
apples.
could be a high speed. There you go. You know, one thing too about the whole concealed carry is like maybe Derek. So if you open carry, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like
it's gay. It's fucking gay. I will straight up admit it. I don't want people to see my firearm. I wanted to keep it under arms.
Okay, I guess when you say gay, like, are you meaning it's bad? I don't know what
Like
you
it's
mean
just
by that.
uncool or
It's uncool.
Okay.
Yeah, to be clear, anyone who's watching the show, if I'm talking
He's
about
anti-gay.
It's like you're
He's
talking
what
about
he
Derek,
is.
and then so I'm like, is he
can
saying
only
it's
make
gay
that
in the
joke
sense
once.
of like, you know,
So,
sex,
and I
or
think
is it-
and I think that was a great point too, because
Does
if
he
I'm
know that
talking about
Derek's gay?
homosexuality, then I'm going to say homosexual. If I'm talking about gay, then no, it's fucking gay. It's just no, and like I said, Derek has great fashion sense, and I think he's gotten on that
I
that
expect
boat.
great fashion.
He's like,
sense
you know
from
what?
him.
Hey, no, this is not something. This would look stupid, you know, and it would blow people off, and they're not going to want to stand. You know, fuck that. I'm gonna keep it in my pocket, my back pocket, you know, under my shirt or in my purse or however the hell I carry it.
I mean, basically,
Book
the
bag.
state's saying, well, you can have a gun, but you just have to walk around with it in the open and make everyone uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, you know,
Well, you
like-
got your choice.
You got your say it New England.
You got your choice.
got your
One thing
choice.
I'd wonder is, does the prosecutor carry concealed? Does Judge Burke carry concealed? You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, we have this right, but you don't. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's really dangerous. And, you know, I guess it's just another thing. I'm not surprised by it. I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not. Nothing surprises me anymore
Yeah.
when it comes to the state. It's like,
Bunch of silly
oh, they're torturing people around the world. I'm not surprised. You know, oh, they're killing people everywhere. I'm not surprised.
They're
I
killing.
sure as hell didn't agree to any of this garbage.
There you go. I didn't agree
You
to
should play
any of
that
this
Obama
garbage.
clip. Like, we
They're-
only tortured a couple of folks. Or what do you say? Something about torturing peeps?
I don't have the. Oh, you know what?
Why
I
do you
think I
not
actually
have
have it on
that?
my hard
We
right here about the
tortured some
folks.
of them, huh?
We tortured some of them folks.
Yeah,
We
something
tortured
we
some
tortured some of them
folks.
folks.
Why didn't I grab that?
You know,
I
it's
don't
really
know.
incredible too.
You
and I
did
guess
grab it. You have a whole collection.
Yeah, I do.
It goes back to like the human incentive. People just don't care. That's just a reality. People just don't give a crap. You know, we're the abnormals.
This sucks, but I
don't
don't
know. They said
really
they don't care.
care.
It's that they don't have time.
They're in a state of
Well,
hypnosis.
maybe it's because maybe
They're
we can go
hypnosis.
into some conspiracy here, but
Yes.
Hell yeah.
maybe because we got the rapture on the
The
show. But
clockwork elves, all of it. I shouldn't even get into it.
maybe
Come on
there's
in.
some
It's a
validity.
conspiracy
in-
within a conspiracy.
The system is set up so it's like, okay, you are born, you're in your parents' ward until you're in the state's ward, public education, and then it's like you get a slave job and you work that until you die or you retire and then you die.
And you
And
eat
that's
mac and
people's,
cheese.
that's people's life. They don't live. They don't do anything outside of the norm. Do not go outside the standard deviation. Do what everyone else does. Think how everyone else thinks, and you're programmed to do that in school.
Sure.
Like if you're not the same as everyone else, you're made fun of. You know, whatever.
You got to follow
You
the
get
rules.
put on this. You get put on the stool with a little hat, and you're all like,
Write your
I
name.
am not a number. I am a free
"I'm
man.
not a fucking number. I'm a goddamn free
Yeah.
man."
Write your
Were,
name
were
on
you
the
guys
board.
rebels in school?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
were you rebel?
Yeah, I
Like
always.
fuck the system.
I mean, I didn't.
Like, fuck them.
In hindsight, yes. At the time, I didn't realize, but yeah, I was very against the
The
grain.
thing
I
that-
mean, in sixth grade, I was actually suspended because I didn't obey a teacher's order, even though she was in the wrong. She was, even to this day. I could see it now, but it was the whole reason why I got suspended was because I didn't obey the order of higher authority. It was basically it. Even though she was in the wrong, that was the reason why I was suspended. But yeah, anyway.
and there, or you can like look at experiment after experiment. Like people are just gonna do whatever the fuck authority tells them, and they're gonna say it's moral.
authority as in the guy wearing the uniform. So now, if I tell you, if I wearing my T-shirt tell you to do something, James, you're gonna blow me off. You're gonna be like, "Yo, go fuck yourself." But if I've got a badge on, if I got a collar and button down, you're more than likely going to do exactly
and
what
it's
I say.
It happened to me recently. You know, this state police guy was like, "You got to leave this situation," and I'm like, "Well, I'm here documenting and observing it.
God damn it!
I'm not interfering or anything," and they arrested me. And I was like, "Okay, you know."
And I'm glad you brought that up because
That's a segue.
the 30th, which is what, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
You are going in for your trial on something that we talked about here on the show a good couple months ago when this incident actually took place. You were videotaping, recording an incident was happening here in Keene where a man was hauled up in his house with a gun, and he ended up, he supposedly ended up shooting himself. But you were on the premises.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
And you
For
ran.
what,
You
from
ran.
what I can tell, he shot himself.
Allegedly, it's still allegedly.
Yeah,
Whatever.
well, I
Who gives a
mean,
fuck?
Okay.
Interesting
as
that
far as
what
we
James
know-
wants us all to think.
Well,
is what
Well, I mean,
everybody
the
else
cops
wants us all
find
to
the
think.
perfect timing, right?
Yeah. You know exactly. Guess what? When Garrett's camera was not on the scene.
Exactly. That's exactly perfect timing. Garrett, let's pan away. Oh, he shot himself like right as he pans
So
away.
here's
like,
here's
He's
my
on that
question.
hill.
So
Yeah.
were
He's
they
on that knoll
so,
down
so
there.
were they watching Garrett, and to see when his camera was not focused on the dude to go ahead and
I don't believe in coincidences. Coincidences do happen,
or
but
is Garrett a part of the problem?
Or maybe
Is
maybe I
Garrett-
would have captured the execution team from my vantage points. They had to have me arrested.
Well,
like,
yeah.
how far do you
So
wanna
so
get
you were
this?
walking around the premises, and you did not vacate quickly enough.
Well,
ended up getting arrested.
A couple points. So number one, I didn't walk past any tape. I didn't walk past any markers, any barricades, any officers.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Number two, as best I can tell, the area that I was in was not roped off or anything like that, cordoned off.
Danger zone.
It was not the danger zone. I'd already moved back, so initially an officer came up to me and asked me to move back, and I said okay. And I basically after a little bit I said, well, I feel like I've moved back far enough, like 50 feet from where I was.
That's a lot.
So I'm like, I'm gonna stay here, and he's like, well, no, you're not. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm here acting as the media. I'm gonna stay here. I'll agree not to pass this corner. And he's like, oh, he didn't really like that, but he agreed to it.
they're about the, yeah, we're laying the law, not you, huh?
But then his like supervisor came over there and didn't like it, and at one point I think they actually like, grabbed me or they pushed me or something. So they're like pushing me, and I finally said,
Papers, please.
you know, I'm not.
Papers,
This
please.
is BS. You know, I'm gonna stand my ground here, and I made a decision, and I guess we'll see if it was a good decision or not. But I made a decision based on principle that, hey, I'm out here acting as the media, and I feel like you guys are censoring me. So
Yeah. Oh no shit.
Like, I'm gonna go down.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I want to attend Tuesday morning at 9ish.
I think it's 10 a.m. But
10
I'll
a.m.
double check.
Guys in Keene, this is a big one. I mean, sometimes you've got people, just pulling shenanigans, doing their activism. This is not the type of activism that you want to be pushed under the rug. This is
not a
This is the power.
shenanigan.
This is not a shenanigans. This is the power of the media, keeping the folks in power accountable, and that's exactly what James was doing. And it just the fact that they pulled the stunt that they did.
Yeah. Well, what did they fucking?
is fucked. And they need this needs to be.
What did they charge you with? They charged you with
charged
the
me-
fucking resisting, right?
They charged me with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest.
Oh my god! If you want to fucking piss me off, I mean these little bitches. Fucking bitches. Sorry.
Don't
That's my
hate on
rant.
people get
Bring
their
on
nails
those
did,
wise
man.
fucking elves.
I think there's something to this second seat thing.
Bring
Yeah.
on those wise fucking elves.
I mean, come
The
on.
wise fucking elves make all the decisions for us. It's what rapture.
Is there a bigger pussy occupation than being a goddamn cop? They have the nerve to charge resisting on every little thing. They can't even get their goddamn shoulder like nicked or something,
Well-
and it's resisting.
Wait. Hold on, I got it up for us.
Oh my God, the pain! Make it stop! Make it stop!
The thing too about resisting.
Rapture, Jesus Christ, man! You're never singing the second chair again.
To the average person, though,
my bread.
like they read like James was arrested for resisting. They think I like fucking like punched the cop and made a
Get
break
out of
for
my
it.
way.
Exactly. You know what? Whenever you say that to the
But if
general
you say
public,
like
whenever
I don't want to
whenever
be arrested, that's resisting.
Yeah, when
every
you,
fucking
yeah, but when
thing
you
is
put that
resisting.
in when you put that in the newspaper, James Cleveland arrested for arrested for resisting arrest. You know the first thing the people at my workplace, at Shauna's workplace, at everyone, you know what the first thing to think? You threw a beer bottle at a cop.
Yep,
or
or
you
whatever.
or you threw a punch, or he was trying to put the handcuffs on, and you turned around and you fucking kicked him in the balls or something.
Like
That's the first thing they think.
resisting, yeah.
And in reality, what happened? You said, I don't think I should be arrested. I think you're wrong.
They claimed that I like pulled my hand back or some garbage.
Oh yeah, these little bitches. We're
And it's
talking about bitches.
They like grabbed my tripod. My hands were on the tripod, like, and they're like, oh, you tried to pull away, and it's like, yeah, I wanted to leave. It's like a natural reaction. Like 2 men are grabbing me. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
2 men grab you, you try
I
to
should
get
just
away.
be like,
That's the rule.
okay, you said I'm under arrest. I'll just put my hands out and I'll drop the tripod and have your way with
They're
me.
such prima donnas. They have cleaner nails than you or I or anybody. I mean, they like go to the fucking
nails are
manicurist
pretty
on a
clean.
daily goddamn basis because they can't even be fucking touched.
Stop!
They can't even be.
Stop!
Their shoulder can't even be brushed.
My nails are clean.
Yeah, if somebody like plays the whole fucking like the limp card, if you go limp, that's fucking resisting because you don't move. Like, I mean, come on, these little pansy motherfuckers.
I spoke to an attorney, and he basically said he thought I'd lose resisting because he said the way it's written is if you do anything at all, that's resisting. So if you, like, unless you just be like,
So unless you get down on your knees and start sucking his cock, then that's everything else is
So
resisting.
suppose I'm an officer and I say you're under arrest and like you don't put your hands out, that could be considered resisting.
Holy shit.
So it's like every little thing, so it's basically like it's just a catch-all, and it's really fascinating. Like fucking people are charged with just resisting. Like that's their only charge. It's incredible.
If they can't get anything else, if they don't have anything else that's legal, then that's their catch-all. That's where they go. That's where that's their
Being bad.
So the real criminals of society
being
are
bad.
these motherfuckers. I mean, they are the criminals. I mean,
You gotta be good.
I mean, ask
Don't be
ask
bad.
the average citizen and today, and everyone, I guarantee you, they're more afraid of the cops than they are of the so-called lurker in the neighborhood. I mean, it doesn't even take a brain surgeon to figure that shit out. Everybody's fucking afraid of the goddamn cops.
The worst part about it is not only they are afraid, they're more afraid of the cops.
Definitely,
But
without
they
a
also,
doubt.
but at the same
These little
time, for
bitches.
some fucked up reason, they respect the cops at the same time. It's
I
like they have
know.
this fear, respect. It's sickening.
I think the thought behind it is, I hope I'm not doing anything bad. Because there's a cop there.
Well, I know when I see flashing lights.
Yeah.
The first thing I do is I kick that brake, because I immediately suspect myself, and there's no telling how damaging I am to the people around me. Suddenly kicking the
slamming on,
brakes.
yeah.
Well, one thing I like to
Some
ask
guy
people,
might rear end me.
Like, do you get nervous if the police are around or if like they're behind you in the car?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone. So it's like, well, maybe they're not here to protect and serve.
And here
you.
and
If
here
you're
and
getting
here,
nervous
and here
around
we
these
are.
people,
We are the guys recording
I don't get nervous
these guys.
around anyone else.
We've all recorded the cops, right?
I think so. Well, I don't know if
Sean, have you recorded the cops ever?
No, I don't think so. Not
Dude,
yet.
it is hard. It is fucking hard.
It takes balls to
It takes
do it.
balls.
It takes
and it's-
balls to say no. That was hard. Like talk. Okay,
I haven't
I'd
been
rather
pulled
go
over out
into.
here.
But I'm saying, we've actually just moved up like one more step than everyone else, because everyone.
It's one of those things. Like the more shit I do, right? Like the more activism I do, like it's like I'm gaining all this courage. It's like starting a business is nothing. It's like you know what I mean. It's like the amount of courage to just say like no to the state or like stand up to the police. Like fuck, I'll start a business. Fuck it ain't that risky. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like almost like it's a freeing thing once you realize like, oh, I can actually do this. Like you're trained your whole life. Like I said, don't deviate. Don't do anything else. Stick to the plan. The plan is you go to college.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
There you go. You get that safe job. You get your benefits. You retire. That's the plan. You get married. You have children. If you fucking deviate from the plan, like what the fuck, And even like my parents, like I'm sure you guys. Like,
Oh,
your
dude,
parents-
yeah,
Like a boy.
yeah, like a boy.
And I'm not saying like necessarily the plan is bad, but is that really living? If you
living in fear.
if you live someone else's life and you do what everyone else does your entire life, like, what did you accomplish? I don't know about you guys, but we're all gonna die someday. It's gonna happen unless
Not me, dude.
unless we make it to the future.
technology.
I'm fucking uploading.
Well, let's. I think it's a safe assumption to say we're all gonna die, and
Shazam.
I want my life to mean
Yeah, in
something.
1,000 years or so.
Like
Nobody
my
gets out of
rule-
here alive, man.
My rule is like you fucking do it now. You know what I mean? If you want something, you fucking go get it. But
Yeah,
Oh, well.
I think that's a
yeah, I've like tangent off, but I
no,
guess-
I no.
die, man.
That was good stuff. We gave Rapture his chance to tangent off. Fuck James has gone on his tangent. Shauna, would you like to tangent off?
You know what it might be, Conan? Like just an interruption here. I might be the wild card element where I fucking like I'm sending out vibes and I'm driving Daryl and Rapture crazy, and maybe even the police. Like maybe I'm sending out these vibes where they're
Catastrophe.
they go fucking crazy and arrest me or whatever. So maybe it's me. Maybe I'm
You're
the
just
issue.
upsetting people.
You are,
like the-
you are that. Well, he usually.
It's
all right, so the
radiating.
big theory was that Derek gets arrested a lot because he's a smaller guy, and actually he's not really that small, but he has
the air of somebody you get to pick on because who the fuck is he to be all confident as he's walking around?
exactly. He has a very.
I mean, I love him, but that's exactly what. And
He has a very approachable
I've
demeanor.
talked this over
He's-
with
he's
somebody
very,
who knows
He's very
him.
approachable.
That's exactly the vibe of like
Whereas
that's
some
somebody I should
people
be allowed to
like
pick
me,
on, and he's
like
not.
Rapture, we have a presence when we're walking around. We're not. Derek is.
You're
just,
terrifying. You don't.
I'm the scariest.
He takes a
scariest.
while to figure out that all the dirty things he says aren't me.
no, seriously. Derek is just.
and
Derek is the
makes him
same
not
size as
approachable.
us.
You're not
but
approachable.
We don't get picked on.
You're not approachable.
And when they put pictures of me in the Sentinel, it's
I
always
hope I'm
when I'm
not
looking like I'm
approachable.
going to bite the head off a
Me,
bat.
caveman. Me, angry Conan.
At the end of the day, the thing that makes me feel good
What
is
to my articles?
the thing that makes
I
me
think they
feel.
do that on purpose.
I guess the thing that
they
makes.
do.
With him?
Most
Yeah,
definitely do.
definitely.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah,
talk.
the thing that makes me feel good at the end of the day is okay. These cops, they are just bitches. They're victims themselves, I guess, to be empathetic. I mean, they are the state's number one bitches. They are the so-called bitch. Like at the end of the day, they are little bitches. Like at the end of the day, they're the ones being the most fucked with because they are being created. I mean, a lot of cops may go in with good intentions and things like that, but there's no such thing as a good cop because they're fucked with, and it comes from a top down, and that's what they're being created as. They are the little minions of the state, and they are the little bitches of the state. And the way they are created now, you can't even be touched. You can't even touch. They might as well. They should actually the most feminine of gay human beings alive should be cops because the current cops are bitches. They should be able to take a punch on a daily basis. I'm serious. These little fuckers, they should be able to take a goddamn motherfucking punch. Resisting arrest should be a disgrace to ever even charge somebody with that. It's fucking asinine. And,
What about the fact
they
that a
have
lot
the
of-
nerve to charge someone with fucking resisting and not even taking a fucking punch? You guys are a fucking disgrace. You guys are little bitches. I've never even known such a weakling as a fucking the modern day cop. You guys are fucking bitches. Like seriously, you guys are pussies.
So, Rapture, what do you think about women cops?
Ooh.
Because some of them become cops, and what I've heard and
They're
alluded
quotas.
to over the
They're
years.
just quotas.
Yeah, no, they're just quotas and all that. But what I've heard is that the rise in cops shooting people is related to how women are so easily overpowered because science, women tend to be weaker than men, upper body at least. And so they just go straight for violence, straight for, he's resisting arrest and like tasing them or shooting them or whatever. So I mean,
yeah, I don't see them, to be honest. I don't see them as any different. They're in that they fall into the same line of being like the same pawns and whatnot. I don't know. They're just, I don't know, puppet of the state, if you will. I don't know, carrying out.
oh my
orders.
God, Marilyn Manson's got boobs. He's so edgy.
Marilyn
Fucking
Manson
love
got,
eighth
he's talking
grade.
about cops and queers. They got.
In the song?
Yeah, he says cops and queers. It's a pretty song.
In the dope show.
All right, so
dope show.
where are we at? We got 22 minutes. What do we want to talk about?
We can
We can end on the whole nice cop giving
It's a
$100
cute
away.
album, but
here. You want to?
it's no Antichrist
The cops-
Superstar. You gotta
cops-
kill the
I guess.
unless it's dope.
Real
Hat.
quick, I'll finish my point about the Hammurabi Code. We'll go back to the history
Oh, yeah,
lesson.
that's where we started.
That's what
on.
got Rapture all worked up.
Him a rabbit.
Yeah, so it's seen as like this great advancement in civilization. Like, oh, now we write the things down so the king can't just bullshit it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't even, maybe that's worse because now we have like these tomes, this endless like garbage ordinances.
I
but-
think that there are human laws, human nature laws, that everyone knows when they're born. that people need to follow, and that's it. That's fucking it. I mean, really, that's it. Don't hurt other people. That's it. That's the only fucking law you really need. Don't hurt your neighbor. You might, and it might come back on you. They might hurt you back if you do so. But I mean, or you know, there might be other consequences. But that's just really the only law you need to do.
Yeah, I would take the Thomas Jefferson thing. Like, I'd rather be exposed to the inconveniences of too much liberty than like crack down on it. I don't remember the exact quote, but
well, yeah, it's the security. It's the giving up my liberty for security.
Like, we might not. I don't know, as a group.
I would rather...
Maybe we wouldn't like someone walking down the street naked, but that doesn't mean, like, we should put them in jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
advise her of better things to do with her time.
Yeah, I mean, or his time, or...
Yeah, it'd probably be her time.
You don't think...
I've been here for a few years. I know how people get churned out.
So...
Speaking of people get churned out.
Speaking of people getting butt hurt... So, last episode, which was episode 80, we talked about the Colbert Report and how they pretty much made this guy look like an idiot, and we laughed our asses off.
I'm not going to deny that. It was definitely a hit piece.
Yeah, it was
bad press.
It was like a 40-minute interview, and they like chopped it up and made me look retarded, basically.
Yeah, they did a really good job. So we talked all kinds about. Let me turn Marilyn Manson down
If the Daily Show called me tomorrow, though, I think I'd be on it. You know, maybe that's a bad idea, but
they probably don't mean it this time.
To be
this
honest,
time they're
I wouldn't
legit.
even give them the time of day. They go fuck themselves. I mean, anybody who even watches that show.
Daily Show, because this is Colbert Report is a whole other thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Daily Show is more definitely
They're
a liberal.
less tools.
I think I'd insist on a live interview next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe make some stipulations.
Like, if you want to go and call me cuss words and stuff, that's fine. Like, let's have a discussion about this. But
well, during the show, sometime or another, we watched, of course, parking enforcer Alan Givitz, who could not decide on camera whether was he in Afghanistan or Iraq? I can't remember which. Iraq.
I think.
He could not decide whether the Middle East was more troublesome to his psyche than
which was worse.
Which was worse, parking enforcers in Keene or the Middle East? And he sat there and he was like, and I think I said something like the guy's a pussy. I have a theory about him. I think he is a job leaver and then a job comper, where he sucks down whatever benefits that he can. This is my theory. I don't fucking know that this is true. I've never done any background checks on him. This is one of those things that you can't find. You can't do a FOIA request on a guy's parking enforcing a job to see why he quit, to see what he requested, to see what kind of benefits he's getting.
Yeah, that's you're not finding that. If you're saying that you know how many work comp claims he's filed, you're bullshitting.
Yeah, there are people out there who this is what they do for a living. They go from one job to the next, and all they do is they quit their job after 1 or 2 years, and they for some fucking reason, and they collect work comp. And they go to the next job and do the same thing. So this guy was military. He was a security guard in the prison. Then he was parking enforcer. And every single job, he's just kind of washed up. So I don't know. Just from my experience, the type of person who does that is a guy who's also collecting each time he does it. And I don't know that he has a job right now. He's probably living off of work comp.
No,
but that's just my theory, and I will admit, Alan Givitz, I don't fucking know. I don't even know how to find this information to find out whether my theory is correct. It's my theory. I'm sticking with it. You're still a fucking pussy. And we'll get to that in a second. We also talked about Graham, who was unhappy that we talked about him as well.
I think I described good activism, like good Robin Hooding, like stuff that you do, as like that's on the up and up. If I hear, oh, shit went down and James was doing it, I'm like, no, James was probably in the right. And then there was something like, oh, it's some other person, and I'm like, probably fucked it up. And I think that my describing how that could have gone down, because there are some people that, like, if they're not you, they're probably fucking it up.
Well, I've definitely made mistakes.
And he cut to the chase of saying you went Graham, or somebody was going Graham, or something like that. It was really funny.
Well, no, if James was forking out $12 an hour to Robin Hood, you would have a much larger collection of people to work with, and you could pick and choose, and you can get rid of the mouths, the going grams. You know, keep them out of your arsenal of people, or even get so many people that there was that the few troublemakers would be overrun by everyone else. I mean, but you only have a certain amount of money to work with. This is a small project on your hand.
Yeah, it's pretty much all donation based. So, I mean, whatever comes in is kind of the budget.
And by the way, in Graham's defense, he got a lot of spotlight on the activism.
Yeah, I think
he kind of fucked up too, but at the same time, he got some spotlight. So
Yeah, I think-
if you believe in all press is good press.
Yeah, if you believe that, there's a lot of things to be said about that.
Well, let's take it back. Maybe this is not fair, or whatever. But I think that Graham, as best I can tell, really upset Alan. I think that was like the start of the pretty much a lot
really,
of the,
really bad chemicals there.
Yeah, and I don't really have an opinion on Al. Like I don't have an opinion one way or the other on Alan. I am fascinated that he claims like we were harassing him and all this stuff so bad that.
It's worse in the Middle East.
Well, not even that. Now that he's done, and in theory he could not interact with us at all, and yet he's seeking us out like online, and like to me it's just it's weird. And then he claims he's a Christian, and like one thing I'd like to ask him is I think one of the things in Christian,
you turn the other cheek.
Well, turn the
for
other
the
cheek
sake
and
of Christ.
forgive those who trespass against you. So if I've trespassed against you, Alan, forgive me. That's the Christ-like thing to do, right?
And holding a grudge, like he's definitely holding a grudge.
Yeah. So I wish he would, and maybe he thinks he's completely justified in like I'm going to keep, I don't know, whatever his mission is now. I'm going to make these people's lives miserable or whatever. To me, it was never like the activism should have been about the parking enforcement and the meters and the like what saving people from parking tickets is what it should have been about.
Yeah.
I'm really saddened that it became about the enforcers, and then like Colbert's like it's all like Cantwell yelling, and you know what I mean. It's not like you didn't hear me talking in any of that except like where they cut me up. But
Yeah.
2 inches away from my mouth, which is where the penis usually is.
I think that another issue is if you associate with anyone, eventually, like if you get enough people in your group, there's going to be like bad folks, right?
Until it divides, like it always does, and becomes two groups.
And it's funny too. Like Graham's like, I'm no longer a part of Free Keene, and then he's like, he's seeking us out. Like, okay,
He's messaging you.
Why the fuck are you still watching us, Graham?
He's going through the effort of watching the show, or at least listening to it, which is way more than I would do.
I think what happened is, all right, so believe it or
I'm glad
not,
we're so important that you need to keep watching
So
us,
believe it or not, we've always made the joke that, no one watches this show, and especially Stop Free Keene. Stop Free Keene doesn't watch this show.
Sounds like they do.
One individual at least does. Josh Erickson, which is one of the main bloggers at Stop Free Keene,
That's
does
the 4
watch
people
the
that
show.
are still on.
And he sent this clip to Alan or whatever. Anyways, so I should probably click on Alan's quote. Oh my God!
That's your mom.
I better click off of that.
Oh, you got a hate thing.
Yeah, my mom just sent me hate mail. Thank you, Rapture.
Nancy, I'm sorry.
Oh, did she?
He was so
I thought that
loud,
Daryl
I
wasn't
couldn't
on,
do
but
anything.
we didn't know that Rapture is the new Daryl.
Yeah, so
It's the couch.
so next episode, this seat's gonna be empty, and someone's gonna be sitting over there off camera,
Like a Boyd.
Let's read.
Fuck the little pussy cops. Little bitches
let's
can't
read.
even take resisting on any little thing that brushes their goddamn shoulder.
Let's
They should be
read. Let's
ashamed.
read, Alan. All right. So, and this is a prime example of the kind of shit that I don't want to get into. If you leave a big, long, lengthy comment like this on the page, I'm probably not going to answer it because I've got more important things to do. I might address it during the show, and I'm going to address this one. Sorry, Alan, I didn't address it during the thing. I don't fucking have time. And I'm not that well spoken in the word categories when I'm writing. But here's Alan Givas. I thought you were a peaceful bunch. I don't even know whose saw it is. That's me. I'm Conan. Yet he finds it appropriate to call me a worthless piece of shit and a fucking pussy. And yes, I think I said both of those things.
Yep.
I have never met Mr. Solity. Not sure where all the hatred, negativity, and jealousy is coming from. No jealousy, no hatred, negativity maybe a little bit. Is coming from Mr. Solity, but hopefully once a month during your show's rants, you can work all that out. And yes, I'm working it out right the fuck now. Rapture is here with me, helping me work it out. Fucking punching the table. That's what we do here on Black Sheep Rising.
I think we need to remove the table. Or put like a foam.
At least Mr. Perry and Mr. Rapture
we gotta do
were
something
somewhat
about this.
classy in their
Need
commentary.
squeezy balls.
Until tonight.
until the night.
Daryl was very classy.
Yeah, since I've actually spoken to them, you've spoken to Mr. Givets, Mr. whatever. Also, Mr. Solity, I have never filed a claim for PTSD or any other handout since leaving my 8-year service to the military, 4 of which were in combat zones. I'll give you that. I never did serve in combat zones. I served 4 years in the other zones, however. I've also not sought any monetary gain from the city of Keene. Please fact check before you spew misinformation to file your time slots. Okay. But what about your service with the prison? That you couldn't handle either. You left on...
Forget all that for a second. So, number one, you want to talk about negativity and hatred. Mr. Givets has left some very rude comments on Facebook regarding many of us. Basically saying, like, I don't shower or something like that.
What?
Yeah. Just all kinds of outrageous stuff.
Is it just like those Keeniacs? They
people
don't shower?
Leave reviews of my business, like negative reviews, and like they've never been there.
And he likes them probably.
Yeah, and he's like liking them. So, I don't know what the deal is with that, but I feel like you're throwing stones when you live in a glass house kind of deal. And frankly, I don't really care, right, at the end of the day.
The bottom line is, I don't fucking care because this guy...
You want to talk about misinformation.
He worked for the city.
They spread misinformation all the time.
He made really good money.
Yep.
Making people's lives miserable. For something that shouldn't be done by the city, something that should not be as paid as well as it is, I don't really care. This guy's a small little chip off of the block that I'm trying to destroy, that I'm trying to crumble. It's something I don't agree with, and I don't feel bad about. I don't feel bad about the comment. I don't feel bad about the comments, and the whole fact of the matter, he couldn't decide, what bugged him more, Afghanistan or freaking
or Iraq
or Iraq or wherever. I'm sorry, I'm sorry for getting that wrong. I don't know where you were enlisted for your 4 years in combat service. What the fuck? I don't know. But I'm sleeping easy. I'm fucking sleeping easy. Bottom line. Rapture, do you want to punch the table another time?
I mean, there have probably been, well, whatever. Yeah, it's just whatever. I don't really care. I wish that Mr. Givets, whatever he wants to do, I hope he finds peace. And I just find it fascinating that it's like, you guys were so harassing to me that I'm going to keep watching you and keep interacting with you, which is just strange.
Well, and you know what's so strange? So
like I have no intention of ever talking to the guy. If he wants to come talk to me, I will. But
this is bullshit.
Yeah. So Givets, whatever the fuck his name is, Alan's arch enemy, Graham.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's also doing the same fucking. The two guys who fucking messaged me are the two guys that pretty much got this whole Robin Hooding thing started.
Well, no one likes being called out.
Yeah, you started it. But these are the two fuckers who really got the spokes churning and got this whole.
You have a way with people. You're pissing them off.
This is the reason. This is the reason that we were on the Colbert Report, because of
you guys,
Graham and Alan, and of course Cantwell helped a little bit. And of course he was a big guy. Cantwell doesn't watch this show, but these two guys did. So, Shauna, what the fuck's up with Graham?
So Graham wrote, and he's weird because he's trying to synthesize people oppressing Alan by calling him names as also the same thing as, like, if you call Alan a name, Conan, if you call him whatever you call him, then you can't bitch. Then you can't bitch about Graham. And he wrote, I found it amusing that you had the nerve to brush off harassment of parking enforcement officers as, quote, too much Graham on Black Sheep Rising, and then refer to Alan as a worthless piece of shit a few minutes later. I've never said anything even remotely as awful as that to any of them, and I guarantee you can't find a video of me Because I didn't fucking film it. Because you can't find a video.
Because I turn my camera off every
You
time
can't-
I'm fucking doing the really serious shit.
You can't find a video of me harassing any of them ever. Because unlike the average Keeniac, that's not how I handle activism.
Oh, fucking Christ.
You know, and I don't want to call Graham out too bad, but if you... The people that know Graham, usually it's not a good opinion of him. I think it really says something that, like, on both sides, like, people don't like him for whatever reason. I don't know.
I think it's a matter of disappointment.
He's a button pusher. He's a button pusher.
It's not just a button pusher. It's a matter of disappointment. Because when I first met Graham, brush him off. And then, honestly, this is really drawn out, but Cantwell first came in and he acted like Cantwell. And everybody, oh my God, he's horrible. And Graham actually pointed out that Cantwell's not a bad guy because he helped me get a job interview or helped me get job clothes or whatever. And I immediately thought, wow, I'm an a-hole for not liking either of them, really. Cantwell's not so bad. And Graham just needs fucking help, man. Somebody just, like, believe in the kid, you know?
Took our job.
And I tried doing that. And I talked to him. And I tried, you know, being his friend and was like, dude, you remind me of my brother, man. Like, sadly, my brother was annoying as fuck when he was your age. And he eventually got through it. And like, there's just a lot of instances where people invest. And I think there are other people in this room. I don't know. Wow, James is really, hi, James. There's a lot of people who have like invested trying to help him out. And it's just, there's no real explicit expectation that someone that you help is going to, you know, pull themselves up and get on the right path or whatever.
Buy their bootstraps?
Buy their bootstraps and all that. No matter how many fucking boots
Graham
you
doesn't
throw.
wear boots.
No matter how many fucking boots you throw at them, they can't pick them up or whatever. And it's just like, fuck it. And, you know, I mean, my situation
Yeah, that's
with
kind of
him...
the point I'm at.
Pressure from you.
And
I've been burned so many times. It's like, you know, it's like, it's to the point where, you know, I'm sorry, Graham. I don't want to associate with you anymore. And you have to have like a long track record before I'm willing to change my opinion.
Yep.
And it's not just a matter of like you're poor and you got shit going on and like the world hates you. It's like I mean, at least in my case, you know, he fucking went out of his way to.
I think the word of the day for Mr. Graham is, and by the way, the guy I've read is he seems to be very well spoken. He seems to come from good folks, but the message of the day is, you made your fucking bed. And you know you got to sleep in it. You got to sleep in it. I mean, fucking. And if you want to sleep in a different bed than the one that you're currently in, which is fucking straw and horse dung, you've got to fucking pick yourself up by your bootstraps.
There's a lot of people who really
get yourself a nice bed from 101 Deals, and
everybody else has come and not on it.
I will say too.
I mean, you've burned some bridges, man.
I would say to Graham, my piece of advice. I don't know why. Why does he spend so much time, like, he has to send you a message and, like, respond to all this? A
message that I'm not even going to respond to because...
Quit wasting your time, buddy.
It's a waste of my time.
Who the fuck cares?
It's a waste of my time. So I'm not gonna respond.
If someone sends me, like, a nasty message, I just say, fuck,
well, I don't know that it was nasty, but it's just, you know, it's something that... It's just a waste of my time.
Yeah, there you go. It's like, if you spend all your energy... worrying about what other people think, you're not going to get anything done in your life.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, I just say, fuck it.
Yeah, when it comes
my time.
Well, when it comes to Grandma, like I said, I don't know the whole track record and what's gone. I don't know anything about, you know, what's gone with you and him and stuff. But I guess when it comes to the state, I still have his back. I mean, when it comes to, he still hasn't done anything wrong when it comes to anything relative to the state, even though he might have maybe at times, maybe strategically, maybe not have done the smartest thing. I don't know.
I think with this situation with a lot of people, it's living as if the state didn't exist. Whether what he did is against the law or not, or, you know, the fallout between him and me, it's nothing to do with the government.
Yeah, I guess that's a whole...
Like I don't need the government to know whether or not somebody's kind of...
that's what distinction I'm trying to make. I don't know the fallout, and I don't know how he wronged other people. I'm just saying, like...
I think he has potential, but he...
Very much potential.
He has to change something internally.
I said he's very well-spoken. He knows the rules. It's just he falls off the fucking wagon somewhere. Yeah, but here's one good thing. This really differentiates between the activists here in Keene. There are some who don't believe in the state, And at the same time, they don't believe in rules, and they don't believe in repercussions and the consequences. And those are the ones who fuck up every single time, and they don't end up living here any longer because they get tossed off the wagon. Then there are some who don't believe in the state, but but also agree with rules. I fucking believe in rules.
I do too.
I believe in consequences. I believe in repercussions.
I hope
you
for
can't
rules.
fucking go piss your neighbor off and expect to have an easy life.
If let's say I rent a room from you, you know, the lease is the rules.
That's right. And
I got a lease.
if you break the lease, you're going to suffer the consequences.
All
I'm
I
going to
want-
call all my buddies up who are renters or who are renting out abodes, and they're not going to rent to you.
All I want out of life is self-determination, and I want to just be able to decide on which rules I want to follow. I'm not opposed to rules. I think there's a lot of confusion that people say, "Oh, are you free keen or opposed to rules?" You know, I just want to like consent to the rules. Like I think it's great that I don't know. I have let's say the place I live right now, I can't have parties, so I abide by that. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have an issue with that. I voluntarily entered into that. That's all I want out of life.
There is a great philosopher who said, in regards to, he's known in Keene, but also known in Manchester a few years back, who said, if you don't have rules, you're going to wind up with feces on the walls.
Wait.
The philosopher king Tommy Mozingo said that in regards to how he raised his kids or something like
I
that.
don't have a monkey drop.
Well, you don't need one, man.
You know, and I think that it's like a marketplace. Like
But he
the
did say
rules-
it in the CAC, so it might have been related to that.
like the organizations and the societies where the rules suck are not going to work as well, and then the ones that are good, it'd be like East Germany, West Germany, perhaps, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like almost every case that in human history, the more freedom you give people, like the better everything is. It's fascinating that people still think, oh, we got to have, I don't know, healthcare laws and all this. I got to have these ordinances.
To do what?
People are going to have fucking laser beams shining in people's windows.
Yeah, but look at the people. Look
like,
at the
it
people,
ain't going to happen, folks.
Look at the people who advocate those types of laws, and they're worried about
They're scared.
They're worried about immigrants, and they're worried about welfare recipients. They're worried about all these. They're worried about the stupid people, and so they need all these laws and regulations to help the stupid people from ruining their lives. When in actuality, if you just got rid of all this crap, the stupid people wouldn't be as stupid as they are because they'd be taking care of themselves.
Well, it's kind of like the DUI
And guess what?
checkpoints
There are
or
always going to
whatever.
be stupid people, and there are always going to be poor people, and there's always going to be rich people. You can't get away from it.
There's always going to be Grahams running around.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes
love
they
you,
grow
Graham.
up into my brother.
Graham, I love
He's
you.
Still got 10 years.
Fucking
on
come
him.
back to the fold. You got to get your bed in order, man. Because sleeping on fucking straw and horse dung, that's just shit.
Yeah.
You guys ready to wrap this up?
50% off on Petties and Mannies at Michael's this week for the co-ops.
Oh my God, really?
They
Oh,
should all
wait.
get their Petties and Mannies because they're little bitches and they want to charge people with resisting for every little
This isn't
fucking
funny,
thing.
Rapture. My nails look like hell.
I know. So do the cops. Their nails are looking
Yeah.
really good right now.
Hater.
But yeah. Anyhow. Amen.
Do the cops have their own?
I think we found some deep-seated issues.
I know. I
It's
know.
not
We
deep
need-
seated. It pisses
It's-
me off because they are supposedly professionals, right?
Yeah.
They are like the epitome of the so-called bitch. Like, I mean, they want to laugh at like a gay person or whatever, but they're like, whatever gay is, they're 10 times that. Like, I mean, they really are. I'm not
That's
even
like
kidding.
the quote of the show.
I mean, imagine you're like an ultimate fighter and you're unwilling to even like take a punch or a leg sweep. Like,
No one will ever
like, oh my
oppress you
God,
here.
they go into profession of like arresting people and violent criminals, and they're unwilling to have their sleeve brushed. They're going to charge them with resisting arrest who does fucking nothing. They're a little bitch. I mean, it's pathetic and it's sad.
punishment is,
and
you know.
they are victims, but they're they're victims, but they should be laughed at because they are victims of the state.
But
they're,
I mean,
they're the ultimate
if
victims.
you're going to make this argument about the police, then you got to do the same thing about teachers. Because they're in the same boat. I mean, it's anyone.
Yeah, I mean, they're
anyone
a
who
hand of
gets-
the state.
Anyone who gets this hero status just
Yeah,
for
yeah.
being what they are. I get hero status for being a vet.
Yeah.
And
You help animals out? love animals.
You silly wabbit.
I love animals too. I agree. I like vets
But,
a lot.
But all right, you know what? Shut up.
Yeah.
We got to close
That's
this
the
thing.
rule.
Hey, guys, you've been watching Black Sheep Rising. You might have been listening to it, but however you've been getting it, you can find all the archives. Stop it. You can find the archives and the show notes and the audio,
Put it
the
in your
whole
mouth.
nine. They're at blacksheeprising.org. They're all there.
You can find the show notes that we don't use.
Yeah, the show notes that are
nobody but me
readily
read.
available, and we didn't even talk about this whole second half of these show notes.
Nope.
Very amusing show notes about Christmas stuff. But it's Christmas. Christmas is passing by now.
Yeah.
Christmas is over. Beckett is killed.
Beckett.
What do you
that
got
guy-
there?
That guy.
Fuck Satan.
What is
I don't
that?
even know what he has to do with Christmas.
Santa and Satan are the same goddamn thing.
Named after
Please
Saint.
go and visit the Facebook
You've been
page,
told that before
blacksheeprising.org. All right, it's Facebook/blacksheeprising.org. There you can join the conversation and tell me what you like and don't like. If you are a fan of Rapture losing his mind, please leave a note on the Facebook page.
I didn't
Or
lose it.
if
It's
you're
right
Conan's
here.
mom.
It's been there the whole time.
It's right here.
I'm sorry, Nancy.
I think we should apologize to Conan's mom.
I gotta listen to. Okay, I gotta read. I gotta
Sorry,
think it was
Conan's
your
mom.
mom,
I
right?
just wanted to let it loose.
put her post up real
I want to
quick.
cut Footloose.
I'm gonna watch this show. Daryl's not on it.
No, it's safe. There won't be so much cussing.
If you would like to donate to the show because you love to hear the outrage on a monthly basis, those two donate sites can be found at the webpage. PayPal and Bitcoin are acceptable. Yeah. Rapture, where can people find you other than this show?
Nowhere. I'm hidden. I try to stay off the grid, so I mean, I don't know. I might do like my Liberty Rapture, but I'm something with a different name. I'm gonna do. Here. I'm gonna do a different name, and I'm gonna do
You
something
can find
different.
Rapture doing
At
his.
FP.
I'm in the
Dot
process of starting
CC.
something new.
If you would like to get a hold of Rapture,
Liberty Rapture.
please email me at show@blacksheeprising.org, or you can leave a voicemail 267-521-2771. Leave any voicemail that you like, and we'll probably play it on the show if it's cool. Shauna, where can the folks find you?
The email, I believe, is Graham is a member of Al Qaeda at blacksheeprising.org. I beat you to it. I stole that from James earlier. I had to.
James, you really think Graham is Al Qaeda?
Yes.
That's a horrible accusation, son.
He
And
has a
there's
beard.
an email about it now.
Unbelievable. Does he listen to this when he's driving around on his bicycle?
I mean, he wears black and he has a beard, right? He's
What
gotta be
else
up
do
to
you
something.
need?
All right, James, are you still doing the Robin Hood? What's going on? Are you?
Yeah, I've kind of taken a break. I'm still involved in it, but Facebook.com/Keen Robin Hood. My newest project, of course, is 101 Deals Thrift Store, 101DealsThriftStore.com, Facebook.com/101Deals.
Go in there, talk to Johnson.
Yeah, go in there. If you've been to the business, review it. If you like it, like it. You can kind of see some of our merchandise on our website.
You can at least see the pictures of the fabulous store. Exactly.
Yeah, we're still doing improvements and whatnot.
Beautiful,
but
beautiful store. Check that motherfucker out. Beautiful.
It's been fun.
Beautiful. All right.
Find what you want to do in life and do it. That's
And
my piece of advice.
Definitely doing that. Guys, thank you so much for being on for the whole 2 hours. I know this is Sunday, and
I think Rapture made it the best.
I know this is.
I like to unleash occasionally,
This
from
is
time to time.
This is a work night for some of us.
Yeah.
You know what it was? It's because you haven't used your fleshlight yet.
Oh my God!
No.
That was your release
I don't
right
think
there.
my dick will fit in it, but it could happen.
Yeah, I would say go by
And I don't want
Walmart
to do it.
right now and get yourself some lube.
I think you got to calm down.
They're closed. No, hold on. No, you got
There's
minutes.
still time.
Can you get to Walmart in the next?
I was come right after, right? I just let it out, and I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
like I mean, I
need new
come.
socks.
That's the thing. I need to let it loose every now and then. I need to let it out, and I did. The demons, I let them out.
God. All right, guys, let's close this up. Hey, this is Tweaker Ray. We've closed on him before. The song is "Broken Dreams," and this is pretty good. This guy does a lot of Nine Inch Nails remixes and stuff. He's got a good ear. I like this guy a lot. We will see you again next week. Nope, I said that wrong.
Next
month. Whoa! All right, let me get a date. Let me get a date. All right, January, the last Sunday of the month
25th
is the 31st.
No,
that's a Saturday.
That's
So
a
you need the
Saturday,
25th.
So the 25th. All right,
25th.
guys, I will see you on
Y'all's.
the 25th of January.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year in between.
Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Happy Festivus last week. Happy all of that stuff. Guys, I love you. We'll see you in a month. Enjoy the song. Put your comments on the Facebook so I can read them and so everyone else can read them.
Send Rexy
Guys,
some lube.
I love you too. These guys need lube. James got lube. I don't even fucking know. I love you. Good night. Goodbye.
Start again. Erase everything. Restart. Just broken dreams. These are just broken dreams. These are just broken dreams. These are just broken dreams.
Oh yeah, Chris got me in a demo. We got us a sex toy for Christmas.
Oh, the flashlight.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah, it's like a pussy thingy. Like stick your dick in.
Pretty sure they're called. Yeah, it's a flashlight.
Yeah.
It's shaped like a flashlight.
Yep.
Yep.
I've attempted one shot at it so far. The first shot didn't work, but I think I need something.
Sharing it?
I think I need something more lubricant-y. Because my dick wouldn't fit in it, but the
You mean
lubricant.
talking about sharing? You don't mean? Here you go. Your turn.
Oh no, yeah. Give us a present. It's a brand new flashlight just for me. But yeah, I think I need
Street's a small
the
house.
lubricant. I've always jerked off dry, so I mean I don't have like really good lubricant. So the kind of lubricant was kind of lotiony, but it wasn't lubricant enough for my dick to fit in this thing. So like I need something like very slip and slide-ish just to get my dick in it, because yeah, it's not going in otherwise.
Damn it. He's laying down the law. It's not going in otherwise.
Yep. But no.
Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
Well, I got some lube for for Christmas.
Did you? You got lube?
Yes. So
Wow.
I can sell it to you.
We should combine ours together and we'll have the perfect present.
Gino, you're gonna get slapped.
But I've never had a. It's my first sex toy. I think have I? No. I've learned to just jerk off dry all these years. Because once you go lube, you never go back, and it's a bad habit. Because then once you don't have it, then you're just fucked. I could jerk off anywhere, anytime. That's the advantage of never going lube.
James, come a little closer to the party. Ooh, that's sucking it down. You guys want to hold off for a second? Shauna, will you turn your computer off? Or just...
I'll turn it off.
Yeah, let's just hold off for a second. Guys in the live stream, we got some bandwidth problems.
It's okay. I shoved it in the couch.
Someone's going to turn their computer off. That might be potentially sucking down a little bit of...
She's running the Bitcoin.
A little bit of the pipes. Did you throw whatever it was away?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it in your couch, so you can find it later.
Yeah, you'll find. I'll put it on your seat.
G will find it. Find a little treat.
Yep.
You guys are just horrible.
Like a Boyd.
Like a fucking Boyd.
My precious.
I think you need a new show table.
Daryl can't stand this table. He says it's too low. I was actually thinking about cutting it even lower, like another inch. Make it like a coffee table, kind of an arrangement. Can you get your legs underneath there?
Yeah.
I mean, barely.
This whole world's
maybe if let's see if I put the seat down, maybe.
Oh, that's the first thing you need to do, man.
After living in a world made of midgets, I could bend
will that even go down? You might need to change with Miss Shauna. I know that seat will go down. Yeah, switcheroo. Switcheroo. Oh, don't even put me in that boat. Don't even put me in that boat.
Nobody will ever oppress you here.
That's not how we do in the studio.
Little person, big world, my ass. This whole world's made for midgets. It really is. Like, I mean, you can't even get anything. I have to limbo, like, in every shower I've ever taken in my life. Like, I mean, come on, like 6 feet? You would think I was like a freak of nature.
It's like the same height.
Much better?
What
is it?
They're the same height.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Probably more comfortable. You guys ready to do this?
I think it's less comfortable.
Let's just
I think the Daryl chair is like it goes back, really easy because Daryl constantly pushes back on it.
Huh. Let's just switch chairs
Daryl
around
has
again
this thing
for the
he
fuck of
does
it.
where he takes his like netbook. Have you guys ever seen this?
Should we be talking about this on the show?
Yeah, he like leans back and he has it on like his stomach.
Well, at least it's not like
He's doing one of those.
At least it's not like a TV dinner. He's scooping mashed potatoes out.
I think I've seen him doing that too.
All right, you ready to do this?
Shazam!
Is it playing
All right.
again?
We haven't even started yet. I just need to get it
I
on
had
the
that
right.
song in my head already.
No, we're
It's
not going to
even-
start. Not going to start the sign again.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Do we want to do what have you learned?
I don't feel like I learned anything.
Okay, we didn't learn
You
anything.
guys learned a lot about yours.
I learned about
Yeah.
I'd rather be punched in the dick than listen to ordinances.
There should be.
I learned how to
there
piss
should
off
be like
Rupture
a,
and Conan at once.
There should be like a libertarian challenge, like read the City of Keene ordinances.
in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Each paragraph,
vomiting?
rephrase it.
And then you have to like fill out like a couple of these variance forms. Like you get
That would totally be just a race between me and Daryl.
Oh god.
Daryl will be like, oh, actually, according to subsection 2A4.
I'm like, this is spelled wrong and it's worded improperly. And I'll read it out loud in Graham's
You guys
voice
are a
too.
bunch of nerds.
Like it's like Daryl, he found that thing where it's like every city or town requires like a lantern inspector or some crap. Like how did you find this,
that.
Daryl? Like that's still a law apparently, and then the city of Keene doesn't have one, so they're in violation of
The fact that
RSA whatever.
The fact that
You
a human
should
being would
totally
just
do
obey
that.
this shit with a straight face just makes me nuts. Like, are
Do you
are these-
want unsafe lanterns?
Are they serious? Like, oh, they're fucking with us. Like, I swear.
Do you know
to
the
God.
visual clutter
There-
that
I
would
was in, like,
abound
Rapture.
from?
Oh. Well, Mark Twain has that quote. It's something like something along those lines. I can't remember what the fuck it goes. It's kind of like at the end, something about
I don't
them.
know what the fuck it is.
It's
Mark
like
Twain.
something like they're all playing fucking jokes on us. They can't be fucking serious. It's something like
That's
that.
gonna
But
be
it's,
Mencken.
it's more eloquent. No, it's like something like yeah. Sometimes I think
Trying to beat you.
something like is
live
it?
in peace.
So it used to be right that I guess we could talk about this on the show, but
We're on the show, James.
okay, are we live?
No, well,
Yes.
Let's come
Ish.
back and then I'll talk about it.
Wait, what is it going to be?
It's going to be about, there's a time in human history where laws weren't written down.
Okay, stop. All right, ready?
Conan's like, oh, gold.
Guys.
Edward the Confessor. Who?
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
It's gonna be the whole.
Brain does not compute. Law.